Oh, it worked. Hey y'all, give me 1 second. We gotta make. I ain't even moving no bushes. Y'all see, I'm not even in my office. We in the dining room tonight. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video. Somebody go send this video to Goddess Masterpiece. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all was not even gonna go live. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like the video, share the video. Y'all can hear me okay? I'm tired today. I'm tired of sitting in my office, y'all. That's what it is. And so I wanted to come live. I thought I would be home a little later. I've been gone doing some shit today. But I'm here now, and I wasn't trying to go in that office, y'all. I'm tired of them damn lights all in my face. Y'all don't know. That chair y'all see me that I be in when I be live, like, hey, everybody, like the video, share, subscribe, all that good shit. I be in that chair like 90% of my day, and I'm just tired of being in that chair. So, we're not in that chair tonight. And I don't want them lights in my damn ear. I mean, in my face. I want y'all to know that since the last website I made for Goddess Masterpiece, I have another website. That's why I'm tired of that chair, because I've sat in that chair. Last night I was in that chair till the sun came up. See, this is what I mean. Like, people be like, Michi, where the fuck you be at? I be working. I be fucking working. Okay? That's what I be doing. So you don't have to do the working. I was in that chair that y'all see me in until 6:30 this morning before I went to bed. The night before that, I was up a lot later too. I be getting my work in. I mean, I probably did sleep till 12 after that, but no, I built another site. So I be trying to tell y'all, this is how this work real quick. I be in here trying to make this money online. I don't just teach people how to make money online. I make money online. And so I built another site. And so it'll be done. I'm gonna share the link with y'all tomorrow. You could go look at it. It's a AI tech site. Thank you, Judith. Judith, shout out to you for the $10 holla in the house. But it's a tech site. I'm excited to show it to y'all because, you know, it's something that y'all can use, especially my students. So this one, instead of being a site with Goddess Masterpiece's name on it and all that other stuff, this site is for AI tools, right? So if you don't know anything about AI, it's going to tell you the top 10 AI tools, stuff for beginners, how you can use AI in your day-to-day life, how to use all of this shit. If you don't know what a prompt generator is, people charge you for prompts. They'll create them and people will buy books. Well, my site has a prompt generator. You can tell them whatever you want to do, and it's going to give you the prompt to do it. And then it's also going to tell you which AI site to use for that prompt. And then you just click the button and we're going to direct you right to the site. And it's a resource library over there. This is like people shit put up to charge people for, where it's free on my site, because I just want to Google AdSense. So we want to make sure that people have stuff that they can use, right? And make the website worthy. So I'm excited about this one too. Y'all think I'm playing? I am going to, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to let y'all see me do it real live time. By the time I teach the class on how to do this, which is April 4th, and I did put a link and stuff to it in the community section, you guys, for the class, if you guys are interested in it. We do have the live boot camp coming up. Now, let me just make sure so everybody understands, for clarification. If you are in this boot camp coming up, you're going to get this Google AdSense class for your websites. That's a part of it anyway. But if you have already taken my boot camp a long time ago, or if you're like, I don't know, Michi, she might be a bullshit ass teacher. I don't like this motherfucker classes. You can take this class and you can take one, and then you can see if you like it, right? So these are separate, but for the people, the way you sign up for them, but the people in the boot camp, like, don't go sign up for both of them. If you're in this current boot camp, you're going to get this class anyway. It's a part of it, okay? But yeah, go over there and check it out. By the time we teach this class, it'll be April the 4th. By the time I teach this class on April the 4th, I will have 10 sites with Google AdSense on them. And after I create those 10 sites, I'm just going to leave them alone. I will tell you other ways of making money online. Like, I think this is a really great way for people. A lot of my students be asking me, you know, you just build this shit and then leave it alone. You don't have to entertain customers. You're not selling anything. You don't have to keep creating content like if you're a YouTube creator. You're just going about your damn business and you let these sites rack up money for you and pay you every month from your Google AdSense on them, okay? So I think that anybody that is trying to make money online, everybody should have some of these sites, no matter what it is you're doing. On top of that, like, why wouldn't you have them? You have the system that can help you create these sites. I mean, it might take you about 2 hours. And you see that site I have, all them details, it took me about 2 hours to make that site. The other site I have, it took me about 2 hours. No, that one took me about 4 hours. I'm lying. But that's only because I kept trying to put this extra detail and shit into it. But don't worry, I'm going to show you the extra detail and shit too. Don't worry, you're going to get all of that. So anyway, I'm going to give y'all the link to that tomorrow. And then you can go see that site. Shout out to you for the $5. I appreciate that, Black Wolf. Says, here goes your beautiful smart mouth ass. I gotta keep this hairstyle. I'm about to take this down and do another hairstyle. I ain't put no more braids in though. I will for a while. I guess I just put some water on it and let it be curly. We'll see. I feel like I want to scratch my hair. I can't. The weaves be making me want to scratch my head all the time. And that shit be irritating me. As soon as I get it, I be wanting to take this shit the fuck out so I can scratch my head. I be walking right here doing this. And I'm tired of it already. I even, look, Saturday will be a week. I ain't even had this hairstyle a week. I'm ready for this shit to come out. But I'm not finna do that because then I have to figure out something to do with my damn hair and I don't want to do that. So y'all, I do want to get into a quick conversation though. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. We want to talk about some child support issues. I think there's some serious issues that we're going to get into. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to Master Doodle Piece. And I just want to tell her, because she may be watching. If not, she gonna eventually watch. I was laughing. If y'all been over to my community section, because if you go over there, you will see there's a screenshot of her TikTok and it say biggest day, follow this bitch back. Why do you follow me, Goddess Masterpiece? I thought I'd be stalking you. And I'm the one that be stalking you. Like you keep telling everybody, she be stalking me. Girl, I don't stalk nobody. I don't stalk the nigga I have kids with. I don't stalk the nigga that I kind of like right now. I don't stalk the nigga that's in love with me right now. I don't stalk anybody. The only person I probably stalk is a couple of them, and them is my children. I have Life 360. I stalk the hell out of them. I will click at 2 in the morning on Life 360 just to see where my children are and make sure they're at home because they don't live in the same state with me. I stalk my kids on Life 360. But bitch, ain't nobody stalking nobody. But I just want to know, like, why do you have my why are you following me? Why is it telling me to follow you back? I'm really tired of getting emails from TikTok. And I ain't saying that. I've been getting these emails for forever. Oh, somebody you might know because you follow me, bitch. But you be talking all this shit. So I just put that screenshot up for her to see. When I went to go tag her, I noticed that you have changed your name. Good job. Good job, girl. Good job. You do listen. You seem like a hard-headed little bitch. Like when you was a kid and when you be in relationships, you seem like a hard-headed motherfucker. But you listen. And you ain't even go to 4 days. Like you changed the shit early. Like, girl, you got on it right away. That's the fastest I think I seen you do anything in life. You know, you be sitting around, don't never get shit done. So congratulations for listening, you hard-headed bitch. Because I'm not them niggas you be messing with. Don't play with me because I would take your $26 away. I mean, I know that's all you make every month on YouTube, but I would give it to you. I wasn't going to take it from you, okay? But I do want Goddess to know. So for anybody that's in here, y'all like to, you know, she probably up here like, hey, ho, smell your breath if you watching this, Goddess. Do this for me. Because I feel like your breath be funky as fuck when you be in the camera with that missing ass tooth and that fake ass motherfucker in your mouth. Okay, just saying, you be looking like your breath stank. So I hope you brush your teeth today. Shout out to you. Thank you, Margaret, for the happy birthday wishes. Thank y'all. Y'all still keep sending me happy birthday wishes. I'm still answering birthday wishes. I feel like you got to answer happy birthday emails. So if I haven't got to you, I'm getting there. I've had a ton of them, and I'm trying to make an effort to respond to everybody. But thank you for the birthday wishes, and thank you very much for the $46 holla. I appreciate that. But I want to give Goddess Masterpiece some more advice. I have one more thing for her to do. She changed her name to the Goddess of New York. That's what came up when I was trying to tag her. Thank you for the $2. Liz said you would let her do my class, but you can't. Why can't you do the class, Liz? Why can't you? Khalib, it depends on which class you take it. So the boot camp is $299. It is a 6-week boot camp though. And most of my boot camps probably go 7 or 8 weeks. I usually leave it up to each class. If we're going through the information and they want me to slow down a little bit or expound on something a little bit more, every boot camp, I don't think there's been one I haven't added more classes for the students. So that one is, we have 2 classes a week. So you have one where you can ask me questions and then one where I'm teaching on Sundays. You do get all the recordings and everything, and it's all kind of resources and everything and lists and everything to go with that. But the Google AdSense class is $99, and that's just a class. It's 3 hours for one day, and you guys is gonna learn how to put up websites, and you're gonna use the site that I gave right in. I'm not a gatekeeper, so I will tell y'all again. It's called Hostinger. If you want to go to Hostinger, you can go over there, and it's an AI system that generates websites, you know. But I will tell you guys this. I will be honest. Some people do know this, but if you don't know how to build websites, like just because AI do it, it's easy, but you still need to know the information. And so let me throw this out there for anybody who may know this. Like, you need to know that you should have a back office on your website. So it'll create this beautiful website, but if you don't know how to say, well, give me a back office for my data, if you are trying to upload things like ebooks or guides or anything like that, you have to tell it to create you a data space. You also have to make sure that it will do all the things that regular websites already have built in that you might not know about. So like, you have to make sure that it creates the search optimization engine for you to come up on Google, right? You also have to make sure that it secures everything. So if you guys don't know this, like when you go to a website, you ever seen like HTTP/S// and then the name? Well, that S means it's a secure site. You can have a domain up without the S. So you have to make sure that you tell the system to make your site secure, right? Then because it's not a regular website, you have to do some other things. So like you have to go over to Google Console so that you can make sure your page is indexed and it will show up in the search. So yeah, you got to go to Google Analytics. Most of these things are built into the back of websites like Wix and other things. You have to tell this system to create those things for you and do some couple extra steps. So, and shout out to you. Thank you, Mecca, for the $20 holla. And so now, if you don't know how to do these things, when you start checking your site, you can absolutely be like, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? And the system will tell you, well, this is what you got to do, right? But it won't necessarily walk you through the steps of the other stuff. But some of y'all may have some of this prior knowledge. So again, you know, I'm not gatekeeping. I tell my students all the time, you either have time or you have money. And if you have time, then you could go figure all this stuff out. It's going to take you some time, right? And that's fine. If you have money, then you don't have to take a long time to figure something out. You could just have somebody else show you how to do it in 3 hours. So, and just know the class will be very simple. What I mean by that is I will give you prompts to build your website. So like if you want to, I'm going to show you all the things I've added. And if it's certain things you want to add, I'm going to give you the prompt, which means it's going to automatically, it's a copy and paste. You will change the fill in the blanks based on the website you want and things like that. But you're going to have all of the prompts to put into the AI system. So it will generate a full working site and all the things you might not know about. So that's what's going to make the situation much easier for those in the class, right? And that's why I'm tired of that desk, y'all. I've been at the desk. I'm creating the prompts as I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm setting everything up for the class. But also too, for everybody, we have payments for the class. So you guys, it's I don't know, it's a bunch of them back there. Klarna, Afterpay, a bunch of shit back there. So I mean, it's payments and everything for it as well. Well, Liz, you know, I am a sucker. I am that girl that be like, I'm not talking to you no more, boy, because you'll be doing me wrong. And I'll probably be lying like the first 20 times I say that. I don't know. I ain't been in a relationship a long time. I've kind of changed. I'm a little meaner. I'm not giving you 20 times. I'm probably give you a half a time now. But I used to be that way, right? But I am like that, loving on people. So at the end of the day, I would say this. I give people free classes all the time. This is not an invitation for everybody to ask me to get into the class for free. But I'm not going to lie and say that every class somebody doesn't pull on my heartstrings and I don't put them in there. All I ask is don't ask me to put you in my class and ask me for help. And this is not personally to you because I don't know you, Liz. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in general for everybody. If y'all send me an email, use the class. I have a lot of people who will ask me to be in classes over the years and I do it. And when they get in them, they just don't do the work. It's like because it's free, they don't value what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they don't take it serious. And the people that I give it to for free, they the ones that don't show up. The people that pay for it show up because they paid their money for it. So they're like, I'm gonna get what I paid for. The free people find excuses not to come, and then they end up emailing me 2 years later and be like, yo, I took your class and I was wondering if I could have access to the recordings. And then I go look at their account and I'd be like, so it's been 2 years, you didn't use the information. You want me to go look through all of my recordings, send them all to you again, and you a person not letting the class for free? Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. That's why people don't be getting them goddamn links when they do me like that. So that's all I would say. I just get tired of people asking for it because I've learned, that I would tell this like I tell my students, in business, the word free is not a good thing, right? You could say donations, you could say extra, you could say a bonus. But when you tell people stuff is free and you don't make them pay nothing, now they could get something free with what they paid for, but if they pay nothing for it, a lot of times people don't value free. When you say free, people think that because it's free, oh, this can't be worth anything. You know what I'm saying? Charge a motherfucker $500. They gonna feel like if I pay this $500, I'm gonna take this shit serious. When it's free, people act like it can't be that great because it's free. So that's just people's mentality. That is the capitalism society, and they have geared people who buy shit to feel that way. So I mean, it's the truth. Unfortunately, I've had tons of people who be like, oh, please let me in the class, Michi. They would send me 12 paragraphs about their life problems and why they can't pay right now. And I'd be like, okay, I'll put you in the class. And then the motherfucker never show up. Just don't do me like that. That's all I'm saying. And I want y'all to know, if you don't get into the class on April the 4th, the class will be up there. But the difference is the April 4th class will be a live class. If you're in my live classes, I answer questions in the chat and stuff. So you get to ask. If you're one of them people who you need somebody to kind of ask questions to and you're that type of a learner, then you probably want to be in there. It will not be the last time you can take the class. You will be able to do the recorded version of it. After it's over, it'll be up on the site. But it'll be a recording, so you won't, so however you learn or whichever way you want to do it, it's options for that. So it's not like you won't be able to get it later, just so everybody knows. But like I was saying, before I get into this conversation, like this video, y'all, share this video, subscribe if you have not. If you are looking for the courses, because I didn't put no link in here. I don't know if I got no moderators in here yet tonight, because I said I wasn't even coming live. Thank you for the compliments. But it's at mxcourses.net. Don't go to the realmeechx.com, y'all. That's not where the courses are. The courses are on a separate site. I have all these separate sites for my businesses. The Real Me Checks is just a hub for where you can go and see everything that I do. Okay, we got Trinity in the house. So if you could put the link, if you go to the website, if you want to put it in there for them, the Real Me Cheat, not the Real Me Checks. Here I go lying. Don't listen to me. It's late. And not the Real Me Checks. It's mxcourses.net. Because I didn't put it in there for the courses. But before we get into this topic real quick, y'all, I wanted to make one more announcement for Goddess Masterpiece. Now, if I go DM her, y'all tell me, she gonna say, this bitch is stalking me. If I DM her and I send her 5 sentences, she gonna swear I'm doing it because I'm stalking her. So we'll just make a public service announcement here. Thank you, Trinity. But the public service announcement is this. I had to tell Dr. Watkins the very same thing. So, sweetie, I want to give you a heads up, okay? You can be sweetie now. Talk to you like I talk to my kids. Because since I'm such an old bitch and you so young with them filters. She love them filters. You got them filters on your face all the motherfucking time and a pound of makeup, bitch. I'll be an old bitch. I don't care. So let me tell you something, baby girl. Let me tell you something, okay? The way trademark works, I know that you changed your name to the Dusty Queen of New York. Not really, but that's what you should have made it. But she's the Queen of New York or some shit, the Goddess of New York. That's fine. Be whatever the fuck you want. You just can't be Goddess Masterpiece anymore. So I noticed that you changed your names. You talked real tough. Bitch, I ain't gonna change them. We gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait the 4 days. Well, damn, bitch, it's only been 2 and you really got on it because you changed it. I noticed that when I got that notification from TikTok, you changed it on TikTok. I thought you didn't care about none of them platforms. You changed that shit real quick. You one of them little kids. Since I'm old, let me be your mama, bitch. You like my kids when they get mad. Remember when you little and they send you to your room and you be talking shit under your breath? I hate that bitch. And then them nigga be like, what you say? Nothing. That's you. You was talking real tough. I ain't changing shit, bitch. And I was like, what you say? And you was like, nothing, ma. And you went on in your room and shut the fuck up, I see. Girl, don't play with me. Don't play with me because I will ground your ass from all of these fucking platforms. And see, this is why I'm being nice. People say I'm not nice. I am being very nice right now. Do you want to know why I'm being very nice? Because I didn't have to tell this bitch that I was trademarking her name at all. I didn't. And she would have never known. And I could have just been quiet for 6-7 months. The bitch been talking crazy for a whole year. And then I could have just took her pages down and said nothing at all. But I told you, bitch, I'm going to trademark your shit. Now you got to change your name, right? I even told you you had to change your name. So now I'm going to tell you something else because you keep saying I'm an evil bitch. And I can be. Abso-fucking-lutely. Me and the devil is friends. Just like me and the angels are friends. I'm friends with everybody, bitch. And I can't be the devil, all right? You shouldn't fuck with me if you don't want to see that side. So let's be clear. Again, I'm giving you another opportunity because I could still take your channel down. And I kind of want to. But I used to be a Christian, and the Lord in me said, give the girl a chance. Everybody can be a Dusty sometimes, and maybe she will change. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the fact that your life is falling apart, that should just be enough, right? So I'm going to give you another heads up. And it's really not because I give a fuck about your channel. It's just because I like telling bitches who be talking shit to me, I like to tell you what to do. I like to make you do what I want you to do. Bitch, what I said. I'd say it again. You got quiet, didn't you? See, I like to make people do what I tell you to do when you be talking crazy to me. So rather than taking your channel down, I just like punking you, bitch. I like punking you. So I'm going to punk you some more. So what I want to tell you is this, okay? Because you don't understand business. That's why none of you have succeeded. So I know you changed your name on your channels and your platforms, okay? But somebody please tell that woman, tell her that that is not enough. So on YouTube, you have a ton of videos and they say, Goddess Masterpiece is live. The real Goddess Masterpiece is live. In any video that you have your name, the goddess, well, my legal name. Anytime you have that anywhere in the title, you are still infringing on my trademark. So if you leave your motherfucking name in them titles, I can still take your page down. So if you have intros on any of your videos, and it doesn't matter that you have your channels on your videos on members only, if the title has my trademark in it, bitch, I can take your video down. So go through all your videos next. That's what I need you to do next. And I gave you 4 days. I'll give you a 3-day extension. See how nice? So now you have 3 more days on top of the 2 that you still have. I'll give you some time. Okay? Because I know you busy over there being a lazy bitch, not accepting not accomplishing shit in your motherfucking life. So what I need you to do is, change all of them titles. I mean, you can leave them up if you want. I'm just being nice. That's all. That's what Dr. Watkins had to do on Your Black World. Not only did he change the name of the channel, every video for years that had that intro in it, the name in it, if he said, welcome to Your Black World, bitch, you gotta come down. Okay? So you got some more work to do. And I see that we have one of her people in the chat. Right? All right? We got some of Goddess's folks in the chat. Is that what it is? We got some of Goddess's people in the chat. Somebody says, are you talking to me? Somebody says, Kathy says she has arrived rent in your head. I don't know what that means. You got to write a proper sentence for me because I'm a ghetto bitch, but I'm a ghetto bitch with a diploma and a couple of bachelor's degrees. So I don't really know what that Ebonics non-speaking ass comment means. So rewrite it because I don't know if you're trying to be a smart ass or I don't really know what you're trying to say. You're missing some words there. But the good thing is that you know, you can make as many comments as you want in the comment section, so you could correct it if you want to. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're saying that she has rent in my head, she lives rent free in my head, you must be a crackhead from one of her channels, huh? Bitch, I got 46 videos of this woman that she has made in less than a year of me. 46 of them. Y'all send me the links, I download them. Because I was going to sue the bitch at first, but she a bum, she ain't got no money. What she gonna do? What she gonna do? Ask that fat ass titty having ass nigga that she with to give her the money. He ain't got enough money to pay me either. If I sue her ass. But she live rent free in my head. That's why she's still following me on TikTok and platforms, big ass buttons that say follow back. Bitch, why you follow me? I've never followed you. I didn't have to unfollow her anywhere because I've never fucking followed that bitch. I find it amazing that a bitch can run their mouths. Where you at, ma'am? The person who just said that, right? You got something else to say? Don't get quiet now. You gave us that dumb ass, non-coherent, don't make no sense ass motherfucking sentence. I mean, I know what you was probably trying to say. You don't got nothing else to say? Huh? I'm not sure somebody live rent free in my head, bitch. I spoke on this woman 5 times in a year. There's no videos on my page of her. I even took the 4 videos down that I had. 4 to 46? Yeah, she living rent free in my head. Nah, I got some money to make, and that bitch is in the way of my trademark and my website. So I'm gonna need the broke bitch who don't know nothing about money and the dumb bitch in my chat who don't know nothing about spelling to go ahead and make sure that Goddess Masterpiece switch that shit up. I need her to change it. Yeah, because she playing with my money. I just don't want her to come up at all in the Google search anymore when we bring up all of my stuff, right? When my stuff comes up and it tells you that this is goddessmasterpiece.com, I don't want her nowhere in the search. Even if she do come up because of the metadata, it needs to have a different name so nobody knows in any way and mistakes this bitch that she might be me. You done talking though? You ain't say nothing else. You probably is Goddess Masterpiece. Anyway, Goddess, you got some more work to do. I see you changed them names. Better have, bitch. She said I'm a bully. I might be a bully if you wasn't the one that started it. But you don't get to call somebody a bully when you've been fucking with them first, bitch. And you keep fucking with them and you keep fucking with them. Then when I finally rah on your ass, all of a sudden I'm a bully. No, I'm not a bully. I'm just better at being mean to people when you think you're going to keep fucking with me. You're going to learn I'm probably not the person that you want to mess with. Yeah. So anyway, somebody run along and tell the Dusty of New York, because she got a new name. Tell the Dusty of New York, I said to get my trademark out of them titles on her YouTube videos, or I'm taking that bitch's channel and she will no longer get that $26 a month that she get off YouTube, okay? Now, lesson to be learned in this. Bitch, go play with somebody else, because Michelle is not the one to play with. Fuck Amici. Michelle Rose Kolchek. You bitches love saying my last name, so let me pronounce it very properly for you. It is Kol. It's a Polish name. That K-U-L is Kol, right? C-Z-Y-K is check. Kolchek. Like I will cold check a bitch. I was born to do this. You didn't know that? That's my last motherfucking name. I was born to cold check a bitch. Okay? So if you ever pronounce my last name wrong, just think of cold check. Bitch, I cold checked you. That's my motherfucking name. Okay? So fuck the Michi shit. You shouldn't fuck with Michelle Rose Kolchek when she's not fucking with you. Okay? I'm not the one to play with. You can play if you want to, because you can talk all you want online, but you're not going to do nothing to me if we was ever in person. I promise I would whoop the dog bricks off your ass, okay? I promise you're not finna never do that. I'm not even worried about those situations. If you ever see me in life, you would be the one scared. I'm damn sure not running in the other direction, bitch. You going to be the one hiding behind that nigga with them fat ass titties talking about I hope she don't see me. Okay, because I'm definitely not scary. But I don't just fight with fists. That's why you ought to leave me alone. Because, bitch, I will buy your ass. Yes, I will buy you, bitch. And then I will make you reinvent yourself. Because now I own you. Okay? You're going to be my bottom bitch, goddess. You're my first website for Google AdSense. And you're going to make me the most money. You about to be my bottom bitch. I bought your ass. Now, don't write no more checks with that funky ass tooth missing mouth that your punk ass can't cash. And stop sending these punks over to my motherfucking comment section, okay? All right, y'all. Let's get into this conversation. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I just want to come say hey real quick and talk some shit to people. But I did want to ask y'all, I've been wanting to have this conversation for a couple of weeks, but I've been fucking busy. How many of y'all heard about the new child support laws? They're not new, like, it's hot as fucking here, y'all. Let me make sure my address ain't on the front of this bill. I need a fake church fan. It is like 80 degrees in my house. It's not supposed to be this hot outside. That's what happens when you live in church. I got the fucking windows open. It's still 80 degrees in this motherfucker. But how many of y'all heard about the child support laws that was passed in Georgia? It was like November, December of last year. And the reason why this matters is because even though y'all not in Georgia, like this could be coming for other people's states. So let me tell y'all about these new rules in Georgia. Now I don't have my laptop, or I would have played some videos for you because brothers was running around online cheering about these new laws and shit, right? Somebody said Tennessee. I don't know. I said Georgia, but I'm sure that these things will be coming to other places. Okay, so you know how we've had this conversation and men are mad because they're like women use child support, against them and put them in the system and play these games with their kids as pawns, and they don't use the money for the kids and do all of that shit. And I'm not gonna say that's a lie. There are women that do use their kids as pawns. Plenty of women do. You don't let these men see their kids. They're paying you child support. You're not letting them spend no time with their father. Let me tell you something. Money don't raise children, although children do need money to be raised, but they also need their father. Okay. And so I'm not agreeing with none of that shit that they do because I think they trifling as hell for that shit that they do. Right. So I don't ever agree with that stuff. So it does get used in that manner. And I've heard so many black men online say things like, women allowed the child protective services and the court to come in, and all of these different things, right? And to put the black man into the system, y'all chose the system over us. And so this is why our families have been broken down, blah, 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 blah. Well, apparently men are going to get their chance to have a get back. They get to get back at women now in Georgia. And I call it the get back law because, when it comes to the get back law, I've heard a lot of fathers online when the law changed, they were bragging about, oh, it's about to be different. When it comes to child support, it's about to be different. It's like they're happy of the new laws because these laws will allow them to, hold it over the mother head and essentially allow them to use their kids as pawns too. So it's disheartening to watch both sides. So the law, you guys, if you have not, somebody said, so fathers are paying mothers for kids they don't even see. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't know that happens? So in Georgia, let me tell you what they did. So in Georgia, this is the new rule. So one of the rules is that when it comes to child support payments, the parent is not allowed, okay, to use any of those funds on anything but directly the child. I think that is a stupid law. Okay? Now, I know some of y'all going to come in here and say, no, it's not, because this bitch be buying and getting clothes and getting her nails and getting her hair done. Now, a woman should not be taking that child support money and spending it on herself. But this is the thing. If she's taking care of the kids in that household, there are things that definitely need to be taken care of that may not be a direct thing, like a pair of shoes for that child or an outfit for that child or some motherfucking clothes, right? Okay? But to say that child support should not help to put gas in the car if you got to take your child to the doctors or get them to school or have transportation. If you're taking care of everything for that child, let's be clear. Most child support payments that come from men, even though they're arguing and crying about that shit, y'all niggas do not pay enough to pay half the bills in anybody's house. So taking care of your children means they should have electricity on in their house. They should have heat on in their house. They should be able to have water running and wash their ass. They should be able to have their mom wash their clothes if they need clothes washed for dishwasher tabs. The house should be in a clean state. She may need gas to fucking take the kids to different places they need to go in the car. Like, this is just ignorant as hell to me, because anybody who raises their children, and you are the parent that is mostly with your children, you know that just buying your kids clothes and things that directly go on their body, that's not really all it takes to take care of a child, right? That somebody said, nah, that's paying for two households. Well, let me say, if you mean like what, paying for two households, like the man, if he pay half the bills, well, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, I don't really have sympathy for the men in these situations, and I'm not gonna have sympathy for the women either, because at the end of the day, you chose that woman. So if you're a man, you should stop. I get tired of everybody acting like the woman, you shouldn't let nobody put a baby in you. Okay, that's fine too, but at what point Do we talk about the fact that men should stop making babies with women if they don't want to take care of them? Like, matter of fact, why don't you stop making babies with women if you're not willing to take care of that child? If you don't really want to be in a relationship with that woman, then you probably should just not be with her. You know what I'm saying? Don't make no kids with her. But don't fucking make kids with her and then turn around and act like, bitch, why I gotta give you all my money to pay your bills? Because your child lives in this motherfucking house. It does. And whether you like it or not, if this child is struggling or they need some food in the refrigerator, you know what I'm saying? And this is some petty shit too. Like, mom take care of everybody in the house in this scenario, right? If you do this, mom take care of everybody in the house. She done spent all her money taking care of everybody. She finally gets your little funky ass check that's $300, right? She decides to go grocery shopping and buy groceries for everybody in the house. But she's not allowed to feed any of the other kids with the 3 you gave her. But bitch ass nigga, she done spent over $2,500 this month taking care of everything in the motherfucking house for this kid. So it's just ignorant for a court to say something like that, because, and men are out here, and the law has, there's more to this law. It gets more diabolical. This is just the simple shit that they changed. So men are out here and they're like, yeah, bitch, you can't use my money for nothing else no more but the kid. Let's be real. Most of these men are not superstars. They don't play sports. They're not doing anything that is going to make them be giving up. You're not giving up $10,000 a month. Stop it. Right? You're not giving nobody that kind of money. Most women that are receiving child support from men is $500 or less a month. I want you to know that not in this day and age in this economy, nor back when my 17-year-old was born, has $500 ever been fucking anything to take care of a kid, raise them, put a roof over their head, and take care of all of their goddamn needs. So see, when the men start jumping for joy in that comment, it's like, you don't really love your kid. You don't love your kid either. Because you just worried about the fact that you want to try, I got to get this bitch my $300 a month. And I want to make sure I tell her what to do with it. Boy, I wish that's all it took was $300 a month to take care of a motherfucking kid. Right? So to me, that's crazy, but men are already saying that. So it's like, what position does that put that mom in? So if she's not spending the money directly on the kid, I guess there's some way of showing that. I don't know if they're going to start to receive like the child support on a card or some shit so they can keep track of where the money goes and shit like that. But I mean, so where does that leave a mother, right, in this situation with this law, if she needs some gas in her car to get these kids back and forth to school, but putting gas in her car is not allowed on the car because that's not the kid's car and it doesn't directly go to the kid, right? Somebody said, isn't that what child support is for? I don't know what you mean what isn't what child support for. It's for taking care of the kid. Like, okay, so let me say this. I don't know if you're saying what I'm saying or if you're saying something else, but imagine if your kid lived outside. Like, you homeless, but your kid got shoes on their feet. They got some clothes, right? And they outside and live on the street though, right? Because if you're telling a woman not to use your child support to pay for rent, then where does rent come into play? So your child is being raised and taken care of. Because if you remove the real shit that raised kids, the real shit that raised kids is not socks, shoes, and motherfucking clothes. It's not. So if you just take all of that, your child will be homeless on the curb because that clothes on their back does not put a roof over their fucking head. Okay? Oh, look, y'all men is upset in here tonight. And y'all, is it on subscriber mode only in this mug? Is y'all all subscribers? Y'all subscribe to me. Y'all subscribe to me. He said, then kids need to go to the parent that can take care of the kids, not broke baby mamas. That's crazy. Why would you make a baby with a broke bitch? Huh? That can't take care of your kids. Now, I have no bias in this because unlike you motherfuckers that want to argue, I don't have a bias. I don't have a baby daddy issue. I absolutely do not. Me and my ex-husband, maybe that's your problem because motherfuckers walking around here talking about baby daddies, right? My ex-husband, that I don't call baby daddy, we know that we are responsible for taking care of our kids all of their life. Like, we have a daughter that's 24 years old. Y'all talking about sending motherfuckers $300 payments. He just gave our daughter his car. And she grown. My 22-year-old lives here at home with me, and so does my 17-year-old. My ex-husband still pay half my bills. And I can afford to pay them all. But I didn't have these kids by my motherfucking self. We ain't parents for the rest of our fucking life. My ex-husband can call me right now and say, Michelle, I'm a little broke to the next payday. You think I could get a couple $100? And I will gladly fucking send it to him. Because he go to work, and when he get his job, he take care of his family. We are not together no more. I am still the beneficiary of the life insurance policy because I am the children's mother. And when something do happen to him, they gonna come to their mama and we gonna figure out their wishes of how they're going to bury their dad, whatever they're going to do. And mom gonna do right because I'm not a trifling baby mama who gonna take the whole motherfucking life insurance and give my kids nothing, not bury him and keep it to myself. See, so maybe y'all should choose the people y'all have children with better. That's all I'm saying. Like, go have a good time, lay down, bust all the you won't, right? How about you just don't do it in her? How about you use some motherfucking protection? How about you be a little bit more prideful about your penis and you stop making babies with women that you're not willing to marry and make a family with? Because in the end, the only person who really, really suffers is y'all goddamn kids. And when people be like, so the kids shouldn't stay with the broke baby mamas. Like, this is what somebody said in the chat. They could come live with me. Let's be real. Do y'all want to talk about some reality of these niggas that's paying child support can't afford to take care of these kids? Let's be real. When a nigga's child support payment is $300 a month, they can't afford to take care of that kid by themselves. I promise you they can't. Because if you're paying all of your bills in your house and you have a house that you can bring that kid into and you get to keep your $300, you know what that man is going to find out real quick? Bitch, it take way more than $300 to feed that kid every month, take care of that kid, get that kid some motherfucking health insurance. Bitch, do y'all take y'all kids to the doctor? What kind of parents is y'all? Do you have insurance for that child? Because now that you're working, you don't qualify for Medicaid, sir. So do you have enough money at your job? Because not only are you going to get your $300 back, sir, you're going to spend $300 a month for health insurance at your job if your job even fucking offers health insurance just so that your kids can go to the dentist and the doctor. But wait a minute, maybe you don't care about that. See, it's funny because when y'all kids don't live with y'all, you really don't understand what it takes to raise a child. Let me tell you something. You know what $300 do in this house? It buys about 4 days worth of groceries. I have a 17-year-old and this boy eats because he go to the gym. He ride his bike. He physical every damn day. This boy, I buy $300 worth of groceries and in 4 days I need some more food. So yeah, let your child come live with you. Let him come live with you. Because you're going to realize even though you have your own crib, you pay your own rent, nigga, you gonna need another $1,500 a month just to take care of that child once they come into your house. But go ahead, go off. This is how I know men who don't take care of their children. Cause y'all think that shit, give me my child support back, bitch. I'll take care of the kid with $500 a month. Okay, go ahead. Let me see. Let me see. He says, somebody says, I think he says, clock this. A man is head of household until y'all break up. What? I don't know what that has to do with anything, but there's not a nigga that's a head of household in my house until you marry me. If we're not married, sir, and you didn't put me in your home, you living in my house with me, or we gonna live together and you want to be a boyfriend, you're not the head of shit if you're not my husband. I'm just saying. Well, I'm the head of the household until we break up. You're right. And when you break up with somebody, if you're the head of the household in their house, when you leave, you don't run shit in their house no more. That's y'all problem. I think sometimes y'all want these women in y'all lives to be your children. And you have kids by them, and then you use the kids to try and dictate to the woman what to do because you just want to control some motherfucking body. I'm still not finna agree to that conversation, and people can disagree till they blue in the face with me. But I even as a woman who used to be a Christian, I'm not opposed to being with a man and allowing him to lead in the places where he lead. But y'all gonna quit. Y'all would never be able to talk to me and tell me you need to submit to a man. He's the head of the household. No, he's the leader and the head of whatever the fuck he's good at. See, I was married for 15 years. My husband was the breadwinner. He went to work and he was very good at making money, but he was very poor at handling money. So when he got paid, he gave me his motherfucking check. And I paid the bills and I made sure everything in the house was done. I'm the one who fixed up his credit. I'm the one who filed the bankruptcies. We didn't have the money to pay for it. I did the research and did it myself. I fixed this nigga credit. I'm the one that found a realtor. I'm the one that took the money that he made and bought a home with it. He would have never thought to do any of those things. So no, he had to come in and ask me about the money he made. Because I was more the head of those things because I was more fucking responsible. Let's be clear too. And let's be clear, when you talk about women, you're the head. Nigga, if I go out and work just like you work every day, we both pay bills in this bitch, you're not finna really come at me like every decision is yours. You might be stupid in some areas in your life. Why do y'all act like just because y'all men that y'all always run everything? That would imply that you are great at every fucking thing that needs to be done. And that would be an absolute lie. Let me tell you something. When my marriage broke up and I left my home because it had so many bad memories in it. I didn't want to be there and I was always at home. I was a stay-at-home mom. I left and let that nigga stay at the house with the kids for a while. Do you know what happened to that house? It fell apart. Like literally the love left the home. There was no more fireplace lit. There was no more good cooking, smelling food in the house. Mom wasn't tucking the kids in the bed. I wasn't there praying with nobody. I wasn't playing my motherfucking violin before everybody goddamn went to bed. Like literally my love left that home and the paint started fucking falling off the wall. The fucking house fell apart, nigga. I actually was the one who was the head of that house. Now, he was the head of a lot of things in our life, but he was not the head in our household because he didn't make decisions that were best for our household. He knew how to bring resources, but I was better at implementing those resources so that we could have a better life. I was the head of that, okay? So y'all kill me with that. Men are in charge. Let me tell y'all ladies, let me say something. We still on the conversation of child support because this is what we're talking about when it comes to relationships. Ladies, if you ever meet a man that tells you in the beginning when you meet him that he needs you to submit to him, he start talking that submit shit, leave that nigga alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. And I don't care how none of you men feel in the chat like I love y'all. Y'all love me and I appreciate it back. But let me tell you something. I've never in my life met a man that deserves and is a leader, and he has ever had to let those words come out of his mouth. Men who are true leaders and lead the people in their lives, the women respect them, they mama respect them, they friends respect them, they woman respect them. That man has never once in his life walked in a room and said, I'm the motherfucking head. I lead everything around here. You supposed to listen to me. That man has never said that. You know the concept that if anybody has to tell you something about them, then that means it's not true. Like the motherfucker who always say, I'm real. I'm real. I'm the realest motherfucker you ever gonna know. You're probably the fakest motherfucker that anybody knows. I'm just saying. So a nigga who tell you, you gotta submit to me, you're probably the last motherfucker that is worthy of submission. And then y'all look at women, independent women, or women like me, and you be like, y'all just difficult and hard-headed. Oh, no. When a real man walks in the room, even if he's not my man, I respect men that are real men, and they've never had to say respect me. I know a man that I should respect versus a man that I have no respect for. See? If you're a certain type of man, I would never talk to you in a certain kind of tone. I never will. If you are a certain kind of man, you can be a friend in my life. You could be my brother. You could be my uncle. But if you come to me and tell me I'm wrong, I'm going to value what you say. If you tell me that I'm doing something wrong, because I value who you are as a man. And I feel that you know who you are and you care for me when whatever type of relationship we have, friendship, family ship, relationship, or whatever. So I'm going to value what you say. And if you tell me I'm doing something out of order, I'm going to really stop and think, well, maybe I am. Because if he's saying that, I know this is somebody that cares for me, and I'm going to maybe listen to it. Maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe I should check myself. Those would be the men that I will even go to and say, do you think I'm wrong? Like when I'm not really sure if what I'm doing is right or if I'm wrong about something, I will go ask those men. And if they tell me, yeah, nigga, you wrong, I'm going to receive that, right? So at the end of the day, like I say, either you become a man or you not. When a man walk in the room, everybody knows he's a man. Then the little niggas talking about submit to me. Nigga, you have issues and you have insecurities. That's what you really have. You have insecurities and you need somebody to feel beneath you, right? Because the Bible, and y'all keep saying that shit, submit to us. But the Bible does not say for women to submit to men, since that's where y'all get it from. Does anybody that want to keep throwing out there, all of y'all men in the chat who think that's the case, tell me what the Bible actually says. Because that's where y'all got that submission shit from. You didn't make it up. It came from the fucking Bible. So does it say that we supposed to just submit to our husbands? What does it say? See, y'all don't even know. That's why y'all should shut the hell up. Thank you. Thank you. I wish we was giving away prizes tonight because you won. The Bible says submit to each other. Submit one to another. So that means he should submit to me if I'm better at the thing that we're getting ready to do. If you're a man and we live together and we have a household together and we need some money to come up with something really quick, I know that you're the man in the house, but you should probably leave that job to me. You go to work and make money, but what I'm saying is if the thing is, babe, this is our goal. We need to go buy something. We need to come up. We need $50,000 soon. You should probably give that task to me because I'm going to go make that shit in 30 days or less because that's what I'm good at. So you should let me lead in whatever the fuck I lead in. That's what I'm saying. If you're good at something, be good at something. Everybody has these roles. There are niggas in their house that go to work every day but love to cook, and they cook. That's not their wife's job because their wife can't cook, and they're okay with the fact she can't, and they enjoy cooking. Like, this shit is just ridiculous to me. You let a person lead in whatever the fuck they're good in. So a man talking about submit to me, that be y'all problem. Then when y'all break up, y'all try to use them kids in a way to punish the woman and punish the kid because this woman won't submit to you. All of this too, that we need to submit to y'all and you don't want an independent woman. A lot of people in this day and age, y'all have this fucking talk. And all of this is relevant to this conversation because this is why y'all end up with shitty ass baby mamas. This is why y'all end up with shitty ass baby mamas. And then y'all be going through child support and shit because y'all don't take the time to fucking look at the shit you doing. Y'all out here telling everybody shit like, oh, a man don't want a woman that got everything already taken care of in her life. Why not? You a bum ass man, aren't you? I don't know, at my age, any man that's my age and he wants a woman that is in her 40s and you want me to be needy of you. And at this point in my life, I haven't learned how to take care of myself, pay my bills. I'm not thriving in my career. I'm damn near 50. You should be looking at me like, bitch, what's wrong with you? Any man got something going on, don't want a woman like that. So all of this, a man wants a woman that he can do something for. No, you want a woman you can control. That's what you want. That's what you want. When men tell you that they don't care if a woman have nothing at all and she ain't got to have nothing, I'll take care of her. Those men want to control you. If you let a man pay for every bill in the motherfucking house and he has a job and you are a stay-at-home woman with no career, you never build yourself and you are just investing into that household, guess what happens? That means if you get sick of that nigga and he mistreats you, where you going? Where you going? You can't afford to pay your bills. You've been sitting here taking care of this house all this time. Or you gonna go get a job now? Bitch, you ain't worked in 10 years. You've been a stay-at-home mom. Remember? That's what y'all swear y'all want. You a stay-at-home mom. What you gonna do now? That allows a man to do whatever he want to do to you because he provides your livelihood. And without him, you can't live. And for him to say that you need to be not independent, but to be dependent on him, that's some codependency shit. That's a problem that he needs therapy for. Any man that needs a woman to need him, nigga, you're codependent. You need some therapy. Any adult should be able to confidently stand on their own. And when two grown ass people come together that ain't fucking traumatized and stupid like the shit y'all be saying, those two people, it's not a matter of what you bring to the table. Bitch, I have my own table. You don't have a table? What do you mean, what do I bring to the table? I got a table. I've been living long enough. I got a table. And my table got chairs. It got all the dressings and everything that belong on it. Can I see what your table looks like? It's not a matter of what I bring to the table. It should be a conversation of what does your table look like? Let me show you mine. You know, if we push this bitch together, now mine seats 6. If we push this motherfucking table together, it put 12 seats in this bitch. Okay, you got a little bit more stuff on the table. We got a bigger table now. But no, men need to be needed. You need some motherfucking therapy, sir. So you pick raggedy bitches. Let's be real. Y'all pick raggedy bitches that's on welfare, that get Section 8. She might have already had 2 kids and 2 baby daddies when you met her. She was living in housing. She don't have no job. You went and made a baby with her. And now she's trifling and you fighting with her in child support court. And now you're mad and you give her $400 a month and you trying to tell her what to do with that funky little $400 while she trying to raise your 2 motherfucking kids. So, in Georgia, they can't do that no more. So now you have families and women who are getting next to nothing what it costs to take care of children. And yeah, they're not allowed to use that for the things that are needed in that child's life, right? Aside from clothes or things that directly go to that child, okay? And men are happy about that shit. But this is the worst part of the law. This is the one that comes next that they changed that I think is crazy as fuck. And it's dangerous, okay? So the next part of the law is that they are now reevaluating with, what is the word? They're reevaluating what a stable home is, okay? So the parent that is paying the child support now is encouraged. They're encouraged and they're waiting to do this, right? They can call the court and tell the court that you don't have stable housing. And because of that, they can open a child protective service case and they can come and open a case on you and come to where you and your children are because they don't have what's called adequate housing. Now, some of you are going to say, well, yeah, kids should have adequate housing. But let me tell you the definition of adequate housing now. You are not the person on the lease. That's not adequate housing. So for as tough as times are, and while motherfuckers is around here giving their baby mama $200, $300 a month for a kid or a couple of kids, and it's hard to live, if you live with your mama or your cousin, but you're not on the lease and you live there with your kids, that's called inadequate housing if you're not on the lease and if your children don't have their own room. If you're living at your mom's house, but your kids, it's 3 of them, and your mom gave y'all a room, and you and all 3 of your kids are staying in that room for the moment, that is inadequate housing. And these niggas, right, are happy about this, and they said they're going to start calling child protective services on all their baby mamas that don't live in a house where their name is on the lease. That's dangerous. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I was growing up, I did not feel abused. I did not feel neglected because we didn't have a lot of space in our house. There were plenty of times, my mother has 9 children, that I had to share my room with a bunch of sisters. There were times that your cousins come over and all of y'all is in the house and 6 of y'all is laying in the motherfucking bed. Like, how many of y'all grew up happy, maybe in smaller houses, and you do remember it was all of y'all sleeping on one bed, or a bunch of y'all in a room, or 2 bunk beds, because that's just what it was. But we didn't care. Because when we was growing up, all we did was sleep in our rooms. Something kids don't do today. We got up, we went outside and we played. We used our rooms for fucking sleeping. But as hard as it is right now, I want to bring this full circle for y'all on some real shit, regardless of how kind of a relationship y'all want. Relationships get fuck some relationships. So, this ain't a relationship conversation. But this is how the child support shit starts. That's why we had that conversation. But on some real shit, if you've been watching my channel, we have had this conversation time and time again about child protective services. So let's just first do a rundown about that. Child Protective Services is actually the disciplinary organization that is allowed to discipline your children. Meaning they will come to your house and tell you, you can't live like this with your kids. Your house is not clean enough. You do not have enough food for us. And you can't whoop your kid, but we can take your kid. Now, I want to give y'all a very scary statistic. Do you know that, now don't quote me on it's in the 80 percentile. That is a fact. I don't remember if it's 83 or 86. But in the 80 percentile, right, of children who are rescued from sex trafficking are in the custody of Child Protective Services at the time that they are rescued. I just want y'all to let that sink in. Like, we talk about, Epstein and his files. Let's be clear that the trafficking of children in that manner is one of the most lucrative businesses in the world, not this country, the world. And many people that are politicians, absolutely. Like, none of this is a shock. I've been telling y'all this forever. Disney, all the kids that worked at Disney, y'all remember them little Disney shows back in the day, and they had little shows with teenagers? All of them is strung out. All of them was abused in that manner by people that they were at Disney with the older people. They all have come out and told their story. Like, the trafficking of it all. You imagine there's some slum person who's in some dark neighborhood with a red light on the porch and shit. No. Like, these people are very much in Hollywood, and politicians, they are dark and deep into this bullshit. Politicians from all around the world are involved in this, okay? I'm talking about the kind of trafficking that they paying all kind of money for people and just take you and then nobody ever see you again. All the missing kids on the Walmart sign and shit. Like, let's just be real. So this is a very lucrative industry. And then you have the court. And you say, Michi, it's not an industry. Oh, absolutely it is. There are people who are billionaires and millionaires off selling children. Absolutely it is. For them, it's an industry. Okay? Your child is nothing more than a commodity. But I want you to understand, the organization that is responsible for having the most children found in sex trafficking and being rescued is Child Protective Services. I want y'all to think about that. So now they can come into your house, and it's not that your house is dirty. It's not that you're beating your kids. It's not that you're abusing your kids, right? It's not that you should take them out of this space. But if they come in your house and they feel like, well, you're living with your mom. Tamika, you've been at your mom's house for 2 years now, according to your baby's father, because he complained about it in court. And this is not stable housing. Children should be in a house that you're on the lease. They have their own bedrooms. They have all of these standards that in most inner city, regular people that go to work everyday lives, like, bitch, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Every kid in your house do not have their own room, but they got standards that ain't realistic standards, probably not even in their motherfucking house. I can't have my 3 daughters all in one room and my 3 sons all in one room. They need more space. Girl, if you don't shut the fuck up, they got somewhere to sleep. You'd rather take my child, put them in some type of a place with a stranger where they're going to be mistreated and probably traumatized more than they ever would, sleeping in a house full of their cousins and their brothers and sisters with their grandmom and their mom. It's okay for people to live like that. That's not abusive. That's not neglectful. But they have changed the standard of that. And you have these men online now. And when this law came out, they was all like, the men that was in the chat in the beginning, I'm going to go tell them. And see, this is the problem, is that a lot of men, we don't speak about the reality, right? The reality of it is that a lot of these men that are paying child support cannot afford what it really takes to take care of a child. Your child support is a percentage of your check. So you're not really paying what you need to pay to take care of a child. A lot of these men don't have adequate housing either, but because they'll think they're in a better situation, even if they're not prepared for it, they're going to go to the courts and they're going to start talking about their baby mama's situation. And then Child Protective Services is going to step in. And then they're going to say, well, I could take the child. And then they're going to come to your house and realize, nigga, you don't have adequate housing either. Because their requirements for adequate housing are ridiculous. So please don't live under the roof with your mom. Don't be on a lease with somebody else. Have a room for each one of your children, right? So what happens when you think you big and bad and you calling these motherfuckers on your baby mama because you trying to play this game and get back at her? I'm going to teach her. I'm not going to pay no more child support. I'm going to just go motherfucking tell them and get my kids. Then they come to your house and realize that your house actually doesn't pass standard either. Like, fuck the fact that you with your mom or your dad. These are your real parents. Who cares if the house is little? Who cares if it's not a giant ass place? Who cares if they don't have a bunch of rooms to themselves? They're in a place that they're loved and with their parents. But Child Protective Services doesn't care about that. So when they come to your house and tell you that your house is not adequate living either, guess what happens to your child while you're trying to play games? Your child gonna end up not in mama house or daddy's house. And the only person benefiting off your children are going to be Child Protective Services, the government, the grants that they get for however many children they have, and the motherfucker who decided to be a foster parent who don't really give a fuck about them kids. They just set up a bunch of rooms in their house with bunk beds. And it's okay when they send them to the foster home. When the foster home is set up like that, right? Foster home be having 2-3 bunk beds in the room. It's set up for kids to come and go. And they just collect checks. They don't care about them kids. They're not looking to adopt. They just use use their house as a holding place for children. They usually neglect them. A lot of them get abused. But they damn sure are not in a more loving place to be there versus at home with their parents. So this is one of them slippery ass slopes where they are creating these laws to snatch your damn children from you. And the crazy part is, as I said at the beginning, I've heard a lot of men say, that the court system came in and women use this court system so that it would, it would go against the man and get him caught up in the system. Okay, this is what they say. And you chose the court, you chose the system over me, right? And you got me caught up in this place. And so now it seemed like from the men I hear online, when the law first came out a couple of months back, at the last couple of months of last year, it's like they're excited because they're excited to use these new laws. Like they can't wait to fucking call Child Protective Services or the court and tell the court on their baby mama so they could go check out her adequate housing. You do know that we're living in a time where more people are homeless more than ever. And when I say homeless, more people are saying, fuck my house, I can't afford it. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. They can't afford it. So people are sleeping in their cars. People are not in their homes anymore or renting. And what they're doing is they're living in like weekly hotels because it's more affordable than what it costs to live. And I just want to remind everybody, like, the economy is a certain way, but also we can talk about all the immigrants that came in. Let's understand that in our inner cities where a lot of Black people are, all of y'all rent and y'all prices went up. If you didn't own your home, they were giving the immigrants so much damn money that the landlords were charging 2 times the goddamn normal rent. And everybody was getting kicked out, so they would let the immigrants in. Well, those rent prices have not come back down. So the high rent prices came about because of all the money the government was giving the immigrants. Okay, so they getting all this money a month, and the place costs $1,500, and they telling the landlord, "I could give you $2,500," because the government giving them all of that money. So now the rent is $2,500, and even if the immigrants is getting kicked out and sent back home, it's still $2,500. So rent prices went up to the point where people can't afford to live like that anymore. So there are families that are staying in weekly stays. There are people living in their cars more than ever, and there are damn sure people who are shacking up with their cousins, their aunties, and their moms. And they're living at their family's houses with their kids. And there is nothing wrong with family getting together and everybody being in a space so that they can make the best of what's going on right now. I keep telling my kids, I got one more kid about to be 18 years old. I keep telling them, why don't y'all just all get a house together? Cause making money out there is not necessarily easy. They all got jobs. I'm like, y'all can come together. All of my kids, y'all can have a house. I'm y'all mama. And if y'all, y'all behind on a light bill or something, at least when I pay the light bill, I'm paying the light bill at everybody's house. Cause y'all live in the same house. It's easier for your mother to help you, right? But y'all can help each other. And you ain't got to worry about roommates. Y'all siblings. Y'all grew up together. Y'all could just all get a house, enough with a room for everybody. Like, there's nothing wrong with families coming together and staying together, especially right now. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what families actually need to do to survive and thrive in this time. But I'm telling you that child support law says if you are shacking up at somebody else's house, even if it's family, right? If you are not on the lease, then that is not adequate housing because it's not your house. And they're doing this in the times that we're in. So I just want to tell y'all, I don't know if this is coming for other states, but once it starts in one, it definitely opens up a can of whoop ass for a whole lot of other states once things start changing. But I just want y'all to be aware of that, whether you're in Georgia or not. Like, these are things that are starting to change, and I don't think they're by happenstance. I think it is a ridiculous fucking thing to do, especially at this time. But let me say this to everybody else. For all of y'all that got fucked up relationships, baby mama, baby daddies, it probably ain't nothing you can do about it now. But let me say something to the people that's out there. Like, talk to your kids if you got grown ass kids and you like my age. And if you are young and you ain't got no kids yet, like, think about who you have babies with. Okay? Because what I find is that I'm so sick of watching people have children and use their kids as pawns to get back at each other. It's ridiculous. You motherfuckers can't love y'all kids. You can't. You're more concerned with hurting a parent that you're not even thinking about how you're hurting your child. Let's be clear in talking about child support and families and kids and broken relationships. Your kids love both of y'all. Your kids need mama and daddy. Why do y'all, and that goes for women or men, why do y'all put y'all kids in positions to choose? Why? Why do y'all do that shit? right? And even though like I got this real serious look on my face right now, I'm about to say some petty shit, okay? So let me change my face. For example, God is masterpiece. There's a lot of y'all out here just like her. That girl talks so bad about her kids' daddy online all the time right in front of her kids. Don't be her. Don't be that bitch. There's plenty of motherfuckers out here like that. Every time her kids is around, she used to be on live. She's supposed to be spending time with her kids. This bitch is on live, talking about their daddy in front of them. Got the kids in the back talking about, ain't that right, to her kids. Why are you in it? Why are you? The dumbest thing I think I've ever heard this bitch say, she is upset. It's been 7 years. They not together. Some of y'all are ridiculous as fuck. 7 years. Bitch, let it go. You got a whole new nigga with a big ass belly and some titties. Why do you keep trying to pit your kids against their daddy? That shit is crazy to me. She says she mad because this bitch says she mad, right? At his new girlfriend. She's always mad at the new girlfriend. She ain't new. She been saying she mad at the new girlfriend for 3-4 years. Them motherfuckers got a baby. She not new. Her kids live primarily with the daddy. Bitch, that's they stepmama. She raising your kids. But every time her kids get around, she talking shit about the stepmama. She talking shit about their daddy. And you know, as a kid, I think the hardest thing for kids to do is like, they love their mama and they love their daddy. And as a parent, do y'all realize when y'all be talking shit about y'all kids' parent in front of them and wanting them to agree, don't you understand that you're putting your kids in a place like, why are you forcing them to agree to some bad shit about their parent? Why are you doing that to your kid? That's their parent. They don't feel that way, bitch. You feel that way. That's not how they feel. So every time you get your kids, you're going to talk bad about their dad. So then you can send them back to their dad's house after you've spent all fucking weekend talking about them. Like, some of y'all ridiculous. Y'all ain't been together in 5-6 years and y'all all still fighting and penalizing each other. If y'all don't get the fuck over that shit, grow up. What's amazing to me is y'all was grown enough to lay your little nasty ass down, bump your little private parts, make a kid, but none of y'all are mature enough to be fucking parents to your children. I ain't never seen, let me tell you something, and this is the crazy part. I ain't never seen a relationship of two people that hate each other when it's outside of their children and they're fighting unless you still want a motherfucker. Bitch, get over it. Nigga, get over it. Get over it. If you don't really care about that person and being with them no more, you should learn how to move on and be friends. If that anger is still there, you just upset because you still want to be with them. Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucked shit up. Maybe you should admit that you in love and get some therapy and move the fuck on. Because y'all destroying the hell out of y'all kids. And that's crazy to me. Because as parents, you should be willing to run your ass in front of a car and die for your child. You should be willing to give your life for your kid. You should be willing to lay down anything you need to, do whatever you need to for your kids. And y'all motherfuckers will do anything and say, I love my kids. Yeah, except for use them as a pawn in between your fucking fight with their daddy or with their mama. So these new child support laws in Georgia, I think it's just going to allow petty ass parents to play this game back and forth. And what you're going to do is get y'all kids taken, and your kids going to be in child protective services now because y'all arguing and y'all fighting. And then your kids aren't going to be with either one of their parents. And then some stupid nigga or woman going to be sitting back talking about, yeah, well, that's what they get. And you're not even going to care that your kid is like in foster care. You're just going to be glad that your baby mama got what she deserved. That's crazy to me. Stop making kids with people y'all don't like. Let me tell you, I will say this in the last thing. I don't like my ex-husband. I don't. In the sense of the person that he was to me. Okay? But I do not confuse that with the father that he is. He's a shitty husband. Absolutely. Okay? He's not a good husband. But that don't have nothing to do with the daddy that he is. You know, men can be trifling as boyfriends, husbands. They can be trifling. Maybe they haven't learned how to have a relationship really well, but that does not define a person in their whole being. He could be a shitty person in a relationship. That does not mean that he is a shitty person in everything in his life. Okay? So again, when I say I don't like my ex-husband, I don't like him how he treated me, but I ain't angry at that man. So I won't say I don't like him because it ain't like, oh my God, I like him, but I don't want to say it like that, but we don't have no issues. We don't. We don't have no issues. You know why? He wasn't a good husband to me, but he is a good father. He the best father. Has he made some mistakes? Absolutely. Have I? But I have too. As parents, we live and we learn, and sometimes we fuck up shit. But he's there to the best of his ability that he can. He does what he's supposed to do. If his kids call on him, he's there. If I need something, he's there for me because I'm their mom. If I don't have something I need, that means they don't fucking have what they need. He can call me right now. I'm short on my bills. I'm going to give him the money. Because we had children together. And even though me and him fell apart and I didn't like him, I won't say he didn't like me no more. You know, the motherfucker that fuck up always still like you, right? What I will say though is that I chose him. I chose him. And I chose to have kids with him. And even if we're not going to be together no more, I owe my fucking children the right to be able to see their father without me talking about him, to be able to be around their dad and enjoy their dad, right? To be able to, for us to be together at events that have to do with all of these kids, you know? What would we be fighting for? So stop fucking making kids with people y'all don't like. That's crazy to me because making a baby is supposed to be a loving thing. Y'all not in love, y'all in lust. Stop making motherfucking kids. When you meet somebody, try this. Why don't you try dating them for a good year or two before you ever think about having a kid? And before you think about having a kid, after them 2 years of dating, decide if you want to marry them. And if you don't want to marry that person, you probably shouldn't have any kids with them. And even if you do get married by them, shit still might motherfucking fall apart. I was married for 15 years. I'm not married no more. Okay? But the fact that we took that commitment and we spent so long together, how could I spend 15 years of my life with somebody and have so much anger towards them? I can't. Nigga pissed me off. He was a cheating motherfucker. Absolutely. That was his problem. He cheated too much. And he cheated disrespectfully. Right? He was a selfish motherfucker. When he did things, he thought about himself. He did not think about the family. He didn't think about how it made us look. He didn't think about nothing. You want an example? We owned a restaurant. I used to be at that restaurant 16 fucking hours a day. Went home long enough to go to sleep, open my eyes, it was still dark outside, get back to the motherfucking restaurant and bust my ass, okay? Barely seen my kids. He would pick them up from school, bring them in, and I would make them what they wanted for dinner. They would eat, give me kisses, go home. When I got home, they would sleep. I left before they woke up. Okay? I did this for months on end. I was like, fuck this restaurant, and I quit. But he was a professor, and he worked at a college, and he taught, one of the classes he taught was, he's a finance professor, but he taught dosage calculation for the math for the nurses, okay? And so he taught the nursing class. This nigga would be sleeping with the nurses, okay? And now that's one thing. But then he would do things like the nurses are going to have a study group, okay? And he would invite them all down to the restaurant so that, you know, they could come down to the restaurant and do their study group. So I've been working all day, can barely see my kids, and I'm busting my ass trying to make this restaurant work for our family. And you bring the bitch you sleeping with to my restaurant where she places an order and I made that bitch plate. That's what I mean by it was disrespectful. You should have took that bitch somewhere else. That's the last place you should ever bring your bitch. So it's not even about the fact men cheat sometimes. They do. Sometimes it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Somebody said, oh, hell no. Well, let me tell you something. It's all right. It's all right. Because I'm happy and I'm fine. But this is what I'm saying. That's one of many stories. I wouldn't even say, we don't have time for me to sit here and tell you all of them. Shit, I was in labor with our son. He knew I was about to have a baby. My water broke. I was overdue. I'm calling this nigga. I could be due any minute because I'm past due. He knows we done had kids. This ain't our first one. He answered the phone because he with the side chick. Bitch, I'm about to have your child. I'm your wife. You supposed to tell the side bitch who knows she a side bitch, I gotta go. My baby's being born because she knows she's a side bitch. Oh, but don't worry. I got my licks back. And I didn't get my licks back by destroying him or going after my children as pawns, okay? I told you I'm a Pisces. I left the nigga. And he loved me to this very day. Every man I've ever been with loved me to this very day. I am known as Michi X, a.k.a. the woman who got away. You know, I'm the woman that all men regret losing. And then they wish they could have me back again. But nigga, once I'm gone, I'm gone. It takes me a lot to leave, but when I'm gone, I'm gone. But I want to say this. And all the shit that he ever did to make me upset. Now, we never fought. We didn't put our hands on each other. We didn't have that kind of relationship. All of y'all go through dumb shit in y'all relationships, and this is why you hate your baby daddy? This is why you want to play games? If all the shit that man did to me, if I didn't do that to him, you cannot do it too. Let the nigga move on. Let him go be a piece of shit to somebody else. And stop taking the most worst thing of your relationship and defining the whole thing. At one point, you did love that motherfucker. That's how y'all made that baby. Because at the same breath, when I tell you I'm divorced and the nigga ain't shit, you know what I would tell you now? I will also tell you, too, I would never say that my marriage was not worth it. I have beautiful children. I got to be a stay-at-home mom and raise my kids when they needed me the most. I had a very beautiful home. We have amazing memories that we built. I got to go to college for free and finish all of my degrees and went and got another bachelor's degree because he was a professor. I could get it for free. If I sit here and tell you that being married did not afford me any blessings in my life or that nothing good came from it, then I'm just a bitter bitch that ain't really looking at the bigger picture. Okay? Because even in all the shit that man did to me, right? We've never had a child support order. We didn't go to court and fight. We never have. If I need something, he give it to me. If he needs something, I give it to him. If our kids need something, we put our heads together and figure out whatever the fuck that is and we make it happen. We don't fight. We don't argue. Michael drives buses. If he pulls up right now, I'll make him something to eat if he's hungry. I just don't understand how you make babies with somebody, you be with them that long, and then you just disregard them. Bitch, you chose to have a life partner for the rest of your life. I don't care if you're in a relationship or not. That man and that woman will always be in your life if you act like the adult you're supposed to be because y'all have children together. If Michael ends up on his deathbed and he doesn't die suddenly, I will be right at the side of his deathbed with my children, supporting them and supporting their father. Because that's my kid's daddy. What? I don't know what y'all be doing. Like, y'all just be making kids to have something like an accessory. You bitches be wanting purses, like kids like purses. You just want to walk around with them to say you somebody's mama. Because being a parent is way more involved and sacrificial than the bullshit y'all be doing. It ain't about you once you have a motherfucking kid. Grow the fuck up. Then you won't have to worry about Child Protective Services taking your kids because they are making these laws every day that are going to tear down families. Yes, child support rules and being in the court fucks men up. So brothers, don't take it the wrong way. Y'all go to court, they'll suspend your licenses. You can't fucking go to work. That shit is ridiculous. I just wish that for all of y'all would have better relationships. I would never involve the court in my household with my family. I just never would. Like at the end of the day, and everybody on my channel ain't got to say that, but as just an adult, but also as somebody that considers myself to be a pro-black person that cares about the black community and understand the games that this country plays, I would never on purpose put the court system, fuck the court, just say the system. We know that once you get caught up in the system, you can't get out that motherfucker. It's a forever ending cycle. You never get out of it. I would never do that. Why? Because you broke my heart. What's the worst thing your baby daddy did to you? What's the worst thing he did to you? He cheated on you? He might have got your cousin pregnant at the same time you was pregnant. That's some fucked up shit. But you and your cousin and your man, something wrong with all three of y'all. That's a whole nother story. You gonna have to get a counseling session for that. Call Dr. Shauna. I don't have no advice for that one right there. But most of the time, if a man is beating your ass, he's abusive, that's a different story. Get the fuck away from him, right? He probably need to go to jail and be in the system because some niggas be beating your ass. Sometimes y'all women be beating men ass too. Don't be out here beating these men. Y'all stop beating on each other. But aside from that, most of y'all are upset with your baby mom or your baby dad. You're upset with them because they cheated on you. They broke your heart. I don't know. Really, that's what it all comes down to. They cheated. They mistreated you. They took you for granted. You know what I'm saying? They did things to you that hurt you, and you really just want to hurt them back. That's all that is. Get over the hurt. When you know when you really don't care no more, it's a lot easier to be friends. When you're jealous, you still want that person, or you're still wanting them to treat you right. That's where the bitterness comes from. When you don't want them anymore in that vein, you don't have that bitterness, right? Get over it. And then if you are bitter because you still do want them, but you don't want to admit that, I think that maybe you should probably then get you some counseling on some real shit. I'm not even trying to be funny. And the reason why I say you should get some counseling is because what that means is that you want to be loved so bad by somebody who does not love you, and they are rejecting you. And that rejection and hurt is causing you to put hurt and stuff on your child. And because you are rejected, you want your child to think that they are rejected. Now, some of you niggas do reject your kids too. You get rid of the woman, you get rid of your kids. I'm not talking about that situation, right? I'm talking about the men who want to be in their kids' life. You seen with the new girlfriend and you're getting upset. What I would say to the women like that, or even the men, that it may be the opposite situation. Get your self-esteem up. Now, it's okay for you to break up and your feelings to be hurt for a little while, right? And you're looking at the situation and you say to yourself, you know, my feelings is hurt because I was in love and we have a kid. But you got to get over that sooner or later. And if you, years later, are still bitter and trying to ruin the other person you were with because of what they caused your heart to feel, right? And how they broke your heart, then you have a self-esteem issue. Because once somebody mistreats you, once you know that that person don't want you, you cry. But at some point, you got to wipe your tears and get the fuck up and move on. That's not the one. Why are you so deeply desiring someone who does not want you and mistreats you? Let them go. Fuck them. And go find the man that actually wants you and loves you. That's why you're bitter. Because you're still hurt. And you're still hurt because you're insecure. And you think because one man treated you bad, you're not worthy enough. That's why you keep chasing the bad one. That's supposed to be a sign that that's not the man for you. So you should move on. Right? Instead of using your kids as a fucking pawn. That's what I would say to y'all. Somebody asked me how long you been divorced. Oh God. I haven't been divorced as long as I was married. Let me see. 11 years? It's been 11 years. Yeah, since 2015. 11 years. I was with him for 15 years. We were married for 12. We were together for 15. And it's been 11 years since we ain't been together no more. He said, somebody said, how they my children, but I don't get to see my children. I agree with that. And I'm sorry if you don't get to see your kids. Your baby mom's a bitch. Or I'm sorry, is you even a, you might be a man. I don't know, a woman, I don't know. That's that. I mean, but you're right. I get you. Okay, and let me say this too for the brothers. I do want to throw this out here and I want to say this. Women, we do give birth to babies and we hold them babies and they live inside our stomach and they know our voice when they come out and they are very much bonded with us and connected with us in a way that only a mother and her children can be connected. But I want to say this. Y'all got to stop believing that fathers are not as connected to their children and that fathers don't love their children just as much. As a woman, you love your kids and you're connected to them, right? But if somebody took your kids from you, if the father took your kids and did not bring the kids back, and this nigga just came and picked up the kids for one weekend, and then you went to his house and he was gone, right? He was gone, and you didn't know where your kids was, and you don't see them for 3, the nigga just took the kids and left. You would be devastated. You would feel like somebody kidnapped my kids, girl. You would lay back and you would want to die. It don't matter that it's the daddy. He done took your babies away. You can't even see them. You would be so if you're a real mama, you would be devastated. So my question is, what the fuck make y'all think that fathers don't hurt too? What makes you think that they don't love their son just like you love him? What makes you think they don't love their daughter just like you love her? What makes you think that when they can't spend time with their kids, that it don't hurt their feelings? Make them cry, make them distraught, make them depressed, make them feel like I don't want to go on with the rest of my life. Some men, their kids are everything to them, just like your kids is everything to you. Stop fucking doing that. Stop fucking doing that to these men. Y'all act like because they didn't birth them, you don't think they can possibly love their kids like a mother can. That's not true. That's not true. I've watched plenty of men be distraught as fuck over not having their kids. Depressed, crying, snot coming out their nose. They just want to see their baby. Y'all don't think men love their kids like that. I don't know why. They do. They do. And they can love the fuck out of their kids and not love you. And you should not require them to love you in order to love their kids. I think the worst thing you could ever do to your child is keep them from a father who actually wants to be in their life. Because I would tell you, you can never replace the father. You can't never replace the mama either. We can't teach our sons how to be men. You can teach your son how to be a good person. Absolutely. You can teach your son to be successful. You can teach him how to be a good person. You can teach him all of those good things. But you cannot teach him how to be a man because you have no idea what it's like to be a man. You don't. He needs his daddy for that. He needs some men around him to tell him that. And preferably his father, because that's the way it's supposed to be. And if his father is a piece of shit and he ain't no kind of man, I'll just leave you with this. You fucking picked him. So what does that say about you? That's all I'm saying. Y'all hear my son upstairs yelling? Just the shit you gotta listen to when you have all of them kids. Y'all better let your baby daddy take these goddamn video game playing yelling kids sometimes. Who else got a yelling ass kid in their house? Them video games, boy. That boy need to be a streamer. He might get rich the way he be yelling at that goddamn game. Can y'all hear him? I damn sure can. You can't hear him? Look, somebody said me. Y'all know it. Yeah, you be wanting to, I be wanting to go like just cut off the internet sometimes. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I just hit the Wi-Fi, like just act like the internet went off. They is not playing. They be as serious as y'all is about this fucking child support. These kids be that goddamn serious about these motherfucking games. They is not playing. Somebody said, you hear him? Yeah, up there loud as hell. It's okay. It's Friday. He can be loud as hell all you want. I'm going to go in my room, close my door. He can be loud till 2 a.m. if he want. It's Friday. Thank you for the $2 holler. Says men have feelings too. Let's respect each other. Absolutely they do. You're never going to catch me being one of them women who are like women this and never and say anything about the men. You got to have some balance. And let me tell you something. I have sons. So I'm not just always on women's side. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I have sons. And I don't want people to mistreat my son or treat my sons. My sons are amazing boys. They really are. You know, my son is upstairs. My other son that's in California, you know, and I know that even my son that's in prison. I think the thing that he's the most distraught about in his life is that he has never been able to be the father he wants to be for his daughter. That kills him more any day than anything that happens in his life. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. But my sons my son wanted to be there for his daughter so bad, and he made them stupid ass decisions when he was a teenager. And that's probably the one thing and the only thing he complains about his whole entire life is not being able to be there for his daughter. That is his biggest regret. It absolutely is. And my other two sons, they are amazing boys. And I will be damned. I know that when my sons have children, they gonna love their kids. They're very loving. They've been loved on by their mom and their dad. They are going to do what they're supposed to do to take care of their kids. And they damn sure not gonna want their kids to be taken away from them. And so, you know, at the end of the day, I have sons, you know, so I'm gonna have a different perspective than just, oh, it's about the women. No, because I got some sons, and you're not finna treat my son any kind of motherfucking way either. So, shout out to you for the $2. Thank you for that. Says, I had no rights for 20 years. Yeah, that shit is sad. That shit is sad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry to all the brothers that feel that way out there and that has happened to y'all, because it shouldn't. Can't change it and go back now. But I would just tell people in them lessons, don't have babies with people that you don't see dealing with for the rest of your life. Let me say this. You might meet a person and think they would be a good boyfriend or a girlfriend. You might be really attracted to them. They might make you feel a certain way. But the question you need to ask yourself is, before you have kids with them, would they be a good parent? Because being your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your husband or your wife, that's not the same role. Those are different hats. You know, we wear different hats. People say that at church, we wear different hats. Well, being in a relationship with you is not the same hat as in being a parent. So the question is, before you have kids with somebody, not are you in love with them, do you think that they would be a good parent and that they would really do what's right for their children? right? Are they going to be someone who is willing to put bullshit aside because you know no matter what, they want to be there to raise their kid and they care enough about their kid, they're not going to want to take you from the kid either. So maybe that's what you should be looking at for you have kids. Not do I love them and is they good to me? Find out if they're a good parent before you have a kid with them. If you think they're going to be a good parent, right? That's what you should be talking about. Because kids are forever and men love their kids just like women do. And yeah, y'all be fucking these kids up in the long run. Y'all do. Thank you for the $5 says, meet your thoughts on narcissistic men. I'm off topic, I know. Well, you know, ironically, I actually know more narcissistic women than I've met narcissistic men. How about that one? Look, my son even laughed on cue. He don't even know what I'm talking about. Y'all heard that loud ass laugh? I actually know more narcissistic women that I've ever met in my life than men. I don't know. I don't want to say all women are that way because I think every person has the ability to be that way. But the women I know that's narcissists, they some manipulative ass bitches. You know, women be on some narcissistic shit too, and men are narcissists too. But what I would tell you is that you're supposed to just stop that shit in the bud. You can't narcissism me. Y'all, for anybody on the other end, people asking about a narcissist, right? What I would say to you is don't let nobody be narcissistic to you. Don't come with that bullshit. You're not finna give me no optical illusions, bitch. You're not finna make me feel like this is my fault. You're not finna turn this around on me. You're not finna gaslight me. I'll punch you in your motherfucking face when you do that shit to me. You can't do that to me because I'm gonna get mad. You're gonna start talking to me and I'm gonna be like, are you just gonna keep saying that shit? Are you really finna keep turning this around like you didn't hear what the fuck I just said? They will piss me off. I will cuss a narcissist the smooth the fuck out. I don't have time for them. You can't manipulate me. I would tell you that. But I would tell you to get away from a narcissistic person. Narcissistic people are crazy as hell. And when we talk about narcissistic men, let's just be clear. All people deal with narcissistic people in a way that is devastating. I've heard a lot of young people talk about having a narcissistic parent. Like girls who say their mama is that way, people whose father is like that. And even kids will tell you, you know what I mean? Of course, they get older teenagers that they will tell you it's crazy as hell to have a narcissistic parent because you can't get away from them. And they can manipulate you a whole lot more because that's the parent over that child. So it's a lot of people that can be narcissists. So what I will say about that situation though is, yeah, you just need to recognize it for what it is. And I think that people need to start recognizing red flags and being honest. That's exactly what they are. Put your motherfucking foot down. You know what I'm saying? Put your foot down about shit and have boundaries. This is how you keep yourself narcissistic free, right? Have boundaries. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. Have boundaries. And what I mean by that, and thank you for the gift. If you have boundaries, narcissistic people will play this game with you. But if you have these boundaries, you're not going to let them do that. When I say boundaries, that means you do know if somebody crossed that boundary one time, you don't give them more chances. Boundaries are things that say, don't do this to me, because if you do, I'm done. I don't accept those things in my life. I don't let people treat me that way, right? Those are your boundaries. So if you are a person that has strong boundaries, work on making creating some strong boundaries. People that are narcissistic can't really fuck with you in a certain kind of way. You just have to set boundaries and you have to stick to your boundaries. People will have boundaries, but based on who it is or how you feel for the moment, you will allow people to push your boundaries and play with them a little bit. But boundaries are supposed to be a line in the sand. There is no moving it around. Bitch, if you cross this line, you have crossed my boundary and now I gotta cut you. No, I'm just playing. Don't cut nobody. I'm just playing. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. Somebody said, have I spoke on the classes yet? I talked about it earlier. What you want to know about the classes? I did put a post in the community section for the classes that are coming up. The boot camp is coming up. I think there's like a week left. The boot camp starts in a week. The survival class is up there too for everybody that's been asking me for the survival course. That is up. I think that is March 28th. That's up. That class is $49. It's a one-day class, about 3 hours. You guys get we're gonna go over all the survival stuff, and I know everybody talks about like survival. I do that too. Like the world coming to an end, the zombie apocalypse. Like you gotta be ready for everything. But the reality is that you gotta You got to be prepared for regular day shit. Do you know power outages are more common than anything else? You're going to experience a power outage, right? And people have died from power outages if it happens in the wintertime or certain things. And so again, things that can be prevented, we should be prepared for that kind of stuff. So in that class, you guys also will be getting a like survival manual that I've created for you guys. I've been around. I've been creating a lot of stuff. I told you I was gonna focus on my business more and do stuff for my customers and stuff. So this class, you guys are going to have a you're going to have a workbook with the survival course, and in there you'll have all kind of lists and things to help you make your plans and how you practice them. It's a whole bunch of stuff. That thing is a couple hundred pages. So anyway, I put that together for y'all. But that's up there. All of the classes are up there. The Google AdSense class is April 4th. You can get that class by itself if that's all you want to take. But if you take the boot camp that's coming up in a week, that is a part of the boot camp. So if anybody gets the boot camp, don't get the boot camp and do the Google AdSense class. Don't feel like you got to get both. The boot camp coming up will have you get the Google AdSense class automatically. So that is an extra class. That class is April 4th. You guys will get access to that are in the boot camp. So that will be just like an extra class for you. So it won't be in our regular schedule. We meet on Sundays, and then we have our check-in meetings on Wednesday where you guys can ask me questions about what we learned on Sunday. But yeah, the April 4th class for the Google AdSense, that is a part of the boot camp. So you can get it separate or you can get it in the boot camp. And let me go back. I think I missed did I say thank you for the $10? I think I did. Thank you for the $10 holler. And then thank you for the $4.99. Nice M says, should 18 to 19-year-olds be treated as adults? I feel like they still technically teens and should not be punished like adults if they mess up. I agree with you. Absolutely. So the funny thing is that I have a strong opinion on that. The truth is that a lot of my activism work was focused around like the school to prison pipeline and children being tried as adults, because I think that it's considered cruel and unusual punishment. It was actually my argument in debates when I was in college, and we had to do debates in criminal justice and the psychology classes. Thank you for the gift. And so we had a debate on those things. And that's actually was my topic and my stances that I took a lot. I wrote term papers and everything on it. So I agree with you. An 18-year-old and a 19-year-old, shit, a 20-year-old, they are not adults if you ask me. I know that the law has geared us to tell us that these people are adults, but I disagree. Psychologically, your brain does not develop all of its reasoning until you're 25 years old. This is a fact in psychology. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that. And so reasoning, you can help to develop your child's reasoning faster by reasoning with them, right? Bring your kids, sit them the fuck down and tell them how to look at the bigger picture. I do that with my children all the time, right? They're at school, something was happening when they was in public school, and they'll tell me about some situations, and I'm going to talk to them and say, well, if you did this, imagine that. Or when they tell me something about the kid they beefing with, well, you know this happened to her at home, and I'm like, well, imagine how she feels. So I like to give my kids the angles of everybody, how they feel, the bigger picture, what are the repercussions down the road. Our brains are not set up to think like that, right? Now, of course, people can instill that in you a little bit faster, but there is still a part of physiological psychology where your brain is not developed to have all of your reasoning yet. And reasoning is just being able to look at everything in a more rational fashion. Reasoning says, I am angry right now, and I want to pick up this bat and I want to take this bitch's head off. And emotion says, I'm going to do it. But after I do it, I just broke this bitch's neck out of my anger, and now I'm going to prison for 25 years, right? Well, reasoning says, I want to take this bitch head off. But if I hit her as hard as I want to right now with this bat, I'm going to kill her, and I'm going to go to jail for the rest of my life. So I'm not going to pick up this bat. That's reasoning over emotion. Well, your brain doesn't actually process all of that, and you run mostly biologically. You run on emotion more than anything else in your brain until you are 25 years old. So I want to show you something that doesn't really make sense when it comes to the government, because you can't drink until you're 21, right? Do you know why they don't let people drink until they're 21? So I'm grown if I'm 18. I can be treated like an adult. I can have my own apartment. I can go to jail and be tried as an adult if I commit a crime. I'm considered an adult in society. Well, if I'm an adult and I can deal with all of those things, why can't I drink? Why can't I drink liquor? At 18, I can have my own crib, my own car, and live all by myself. Why can't I drink if I want to do that? Well, the reason you can't drink until you're 21 years old, right? The reason you can't do that is because the government knows that your reasoning is not fully developed. And the last thing that they should do is give somebody at 18 or 19 years old, 20 years old. You see, they say 21. I told you, I think even 20-year-olds are babies. And at 20 years old, you don't have enough reasoning developed. So they don't want to give you liquor because they know that you already make dumb decisions, because that's just how we are biologically made up. We run on emotions more. So people younger are going to do more dumb stuff. What you don't want to do is feed them liquor, which is going to inhibit any type of a thing that says, I'm not going to do that. Let me have some reasoning. Liquor is going to throw that shit out the window even more, right? So this is why they won't let you drink until you're 21. So if you know that, and that's why you can't drink till you're 21, why the fuck would you hold children responsible as though they're an adult? And I think the one thing that gets me the most when we talk about being tried as an adult for children, I have watched children. I don't know if you guys heard. So there's this case online. Let's talk about that one. It's these 3 black boys. Have you guys seen this? I don't know what city it's in, but it's these 3 black boys. I want to say they're like 12 and 13. Maybe one might be 15. It's 3 of them. But they supposedly held down this 12-year-old girl, put rocks in her mouth, and assaulted her, right? In that way that we ain't supposed to be saying here. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But she's alive, and they're being tried as an adult. Did you guys hear about that? All 3 of them are being tried as adults. Now, what they did was very vicious. Absolutely it was. And to be that young and to do what they're being accused of doing, okay? How many of you are going to look at that case and say, try them fucking kids as adults? How many, in the chat, y'all tell me. Because this is what normal people do in their reaction. You look at the horrificness of what those boys did, and they're very young, and you think to yourself, they're such monsters at their age. If you do not try them as an adult, like, they're going to get out and definitely do some more stuff. There is a side to that that sounds reasonable, right? Do y'all think they should try them boys as adults? Let's say every bit of what they're being accused of, they did it. They held that girl down, they threw rocks in her mouth, and they assaulted that girl in a way that she's going to be very traumatized. Her life is going to be changed for forever, right? And most people are okay when you look at the vicious. They're okay with them boys being tried as adults. Somebody said, okay, so a lot of y'all are like, absolutely not. I don't believe in trying kids as adults regardless of what they did. That's my stance too. And let me tell you why this is. It's because these are facts. Psychologically, this is a fact, okay? I'm not making this up. This is not my opinion. There are facts and then there are opinion. These are facts, right? And the fact is that when you try a child as an adult, that is considered cruel and unusual punishment. We have, amendments in the Constitution against cruel and unusual punishment. So let me tell you why it's cruel and unusual punishment. Because any child that you try as an adult, you keep them until they're a certain age, and then you put them in adult jail. Okay? And they serve their time and they're tried as an adult. If you let them stay and be tried as a juvenile, it does not mean that they don't go to juvenile jail. You can keep a juvenile until they are 21 years old in the juvenile system. Okay? Ain't that crazy? That at 18, you can be tried as an adult. You are an adult, right? You're going to be an adult if you go to court. But if you get locked up as a juvenile, they can actually keep you till you're 21. If your sentence is a juvenile sentence. So these boys are 12 and 13 and 15. So if you decide to keep them till they're even 20 years old, that's a lot of time for boys so young. Do y'all remember how long summer seemed? Summer seemed to go on for motherfucking ever. So that's a long time for them boys. This is the thing psychologically about children. If those boys did that to her, you do know they learned that from somewhere. So my question is, what type of an environment are they in? What are they learning? What are they watching? I would want to go look at their motherfucking parents. Who is their mama? Where is your daddy? Let me come to your house. So those kids absolutely need to be taken out of the environment that they're in. And I do agree, they probably do need to go to juvenile. But do you know that in the juvenile system, they don't require money on your books because they take care of the kids, they feed them because they're underage? Do you know that you can call up to the juvenile center and check on your child and they will let you speak to them? Your child can get on the phone and call you at a certain time every day. They don't have to pay like in jail. They also offer them therapy while they're in juvenile. They put them in counseling. They put them in groups and in things to try and put them in a better situation. And the fact of the matter is that children, their mind and their behavior is absolutely malleable and moldable. So psychologically, you can put a child who is not fully developed at 25 with their brain, you can take them out of an environment, put them in another environment, and that child will adapt. That child will change. Psychologically, when you're talking about an adult, you can't take a grown-ass man that's 35 and he's been a criminal all his life in and out of jail and think you're going to change that 35-year-old man. Okay, it just does not happen because of the way people's brains are made. Children can be changed. You can mold them. You can help them be in a better environment and change. So even though those boys what they're accused of, if they did all of that, yes, those boys can absolutely be put into a better environment, being given the help that they need, and they can become productive citizens. That is absolutely possible. Just because they're doing what they did now does not mean they can't grow up to be productive citizens in society. They absolutely the fuck can. Okay? And this is the last thing that I would say about that. I think this is one of the biggest points I ever made in any of my debates about this. I used to work in the courtroom. I did my internship in the probation department, and whether you guys know it or not, probation has a lot to do with the court, right? Probation is the one that when people get locked up, we have to do their paperwork to see if they're eligible for an attorney. We have to go into the courts and give them the paperwork. And so I used to sit in the courts like, what are you doing? What you doing? I was going to and being in the courts, look, we hear you down here. Everybody said, hey, what you playing? No, I'm just playing. They didn't say that, baby. I'm just playing. My son, like, don't y'all be listening to me. But I was in the courts a lot. And this is one thing that I noticed sitting in the court, right? There were people that will come in there that are grown-ass adults. And they will be before the judge to see if they are competent to stand trial, okay? So you could be a grown-ass man that's 30 years old, okay? But you are mentally in the mindset of a 15-year-old child, right? So let's say a grown man coming to court and his attorney argues he is not in his right mind to be able to stand trial because his mind does not allow him to understand the proceedings before him. Does that make sense to y'all? So when a person is not competent to stand trial, what that means is that they don't understand what's going on in the court. So you can't put somebody in the court that mentally doesn't understand what's happening to them, right? So I've watched grown men come in the courtroom, have an evaluation for the court to see if they are mentally capable of being tried and going through the process. Now, they don't let them free if they're incompetent to stand trial. They might send your ass to a crazy home or something, right? to get you better. But what I do know is that I have watched grown ass men. Thank you for the $2. I'm going to read that in a minute. But what I will tell you is that I have watched plenty of grown men be found incompetent because they have the mind of a child. I watch men come into court and they will say, well, we did his evaluation. He has the mental capacity of a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, even though he's 30 years old. So he doesn't really understand the proceedings before him. And so we're going to, send him to the mental place and we're going to see if we can get him in a place where he's competent to stand trial to understand what's going on. If not, he could just stay in a crazy home until they feel like he's better. That's how that shit works. If you're not competent to stand trial and they feel you're crazy, a person doesn't go free. You go to a mental hospital instead of going to prison. But the difference is prison gives you a sentence. The mental hospital can keep you for years, but they don't have a definite time. They can let you go when they feel that your illness and your mental has been treated to where you're good. So you could commit a crime, but if you go to the mental hospital and in 4 years, they say, well, this person is better now, right? You can get out. If you went to regular jail for murder for 25 years and you wasn't incompetent, you be in there for 25 years or more, right? So that's the difference. But I said all that to say, how do you try a 14-year-old as an adult when without any test? Doesn't he have the mind of a 14-year-old? I mean, he's 14. So isn't that the mind that he has? You gave the grown man a test. He has the mind of a 14-year-old, so he's not competent to stand trial. But the 14-year-old that's standing before you without any motherfucking test, we know he has the mind of a 14-year-old. But you still gonna try him as an adult? This 14-year-old does not understand the proceedings that are before him. He does not understand that if he gets sentenced to 25 years, he don't understand that. Let me tell you something. He ain't lived 25 years. He doesn't even know what 25 years look like. To be sitting in a cell that long, he don't understand what he really finna face. He doesn't understand what the words coming out the judge's mouth mean. He doesn't understand any of that. And this is why children should never, by the own standards of the court won't let a grown man with a child mind be tried as an adult and go to court and all of that until they deal with his mental. Why the fuck would you then try children as adults? You put children in juvenile court because since they're dealing with children, the proceedings actually work different so that a child understands everything that's happening to them and they treat them as the children they fucking are. So no, I don't care if a kid murders somebody. I do not think that that child should be tried as an adult. I think that child should be given help and be evaluated. And whenever you find a child that is in a certain situation where they are just too far out of control, what I think is that you should look at the environment that they come from, right? And somebody with a smart ass mouth will probably come in here and say, well, what about your child, Michi? Well, let's talk about my child. My child absolutely did have a reason. None of us knew this until later, but there's always a reason why children are acting out. And we just talking about kids. There's reasons why adults act out too. We talking about kids, right? My son was using drugs. We didn't know this until, he was in prison and he decided to finally admit this. But he was like, Mama, I was living with my dad. He was like, I was out there running in them streets. And I won't get into the relationship with him, his dad, and how he got introduced to all of this stuff. I'm not going to do that because that's none of y'all motherfucking business. But at the end of the day, if you look at a kid's environment, there's always a reason why they're acting like they're acting. And what I'm saying is that had we known this about my son, because at the time he was getting in trouble, he wasn't with me. He was back and forth. He was living with his dad. I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't living with me, right? And so, he was out there and he was, doing coke and other stuff, hanging out with all these little badass kids. And, the stuff he was doing, he wasn't even grown and he was using drugs. So he wasn't in his right mind. And that's why he out here robbing and shit. So that means is that as a child, if somebody would have just knew my son was going through all of that, took him out of the environment he was in, which is with his father, sent him back to me and allowed us to get him some help for what he was dealing with, things could have been different. So when there's a child, there's always a reason why they're acting this way. If those boys did what they did, there is a reason. It's the environment they're in. It's something that's going on in their life. And if you can find the root of the reason in their life, then you can help those kids. So no, you shouldn't be throwing them away. I personally think that trying children as adults for any type of a crime, it's cruel and unusual punishment. And that is against the Constitution and the 5th fucking Amendment. So I completely agree with you. I do not think that children should ever be tried as adults. If there is any part of our population that has the ability to be saved, the ability to change, the ability to become something, it is the youth. It is our children. None of them are ever too far gone. Are there always exceptions to their rules? Yes. But for the most part, all children, given the right environment, the right nurturing, the right love, the right tools in life, no matter how bad their environment is or how bad they may be, you can turn all of that around for a child. And that's a fucking fact. Psychology will tell you that, right? Even criminal justice knows that. They just like to lock our kids up because it makes them money. They know that. Like I said, how do you say a grown-ass man with the mind of a 14-year-old can't stand trial? Nigga! This is literally a 14-year-old standing in front of you with no evaluation. Why is he not held in the same extent as that grown-ass man? So the court know what they doing. They know they full of shit. They know that. They want to throw your kids in prison because when your kids go to jail as an adult, they never get out of the system. And that's the truth. That's the same thing for my son. Like my son went to jail. My son went to jail so young. He missed all of his years of socializing and learning how to be a young adult and going through all the trauma and all the crazy shit that goes on in fucking prison. And coming out, he was stressed out. He was. He was already institutionalized. Like that's where he was used to being. So he didn't know what to do. And then they wouldn't let him come here. They was like, no, you only got 6 months for you kill your number. So you can't go there. You have to stay where you are. But that wasn't the best place for him to be in, right? He should have come here. And so he was stressed out. Like you have to realize for like 10 years, he never flicked the light switch for himself. He don't wash his clothes. They just bring you new uniforms. He's never had to plan his meals and how he eats, and being out in public was overwhelming to him, and going to the mall to shop was just so stressful for him. He needed clothes. He did not want to do that shit. Just even giving him a cell phone, like he didn't know how to use it. And then he would ask his brothers and sisters, like, you know, when we was seeing him and visiting him, and it's like, what I do here and there. And they're just trying to show him, and they're talking to him like he's supposed to know this shit. And he's frustrated because he's like, everybody use these phones like this what it is. Nigga, I had a sidekick that slid up and fucking text like a keyboard. I don't know how to use this shit. So everything from the phone to the way stuff changed to just, he was so stressed out. He was. Now he regrets the shit now. I know that he does. He has said that he does. But I would never forget, like my son would call me every day stressed out about every little thing in life, everything. And I get it. And the day he called me from jail and was like, Mom, I'm in jail again. I'm like, for fucking what? Nigga, I'm not doing another 15 years. I'm not doing another 10 years. I can't. Because we go to jail with them. We go to jail with them. He's not the only person in jail. We're in jail too. The way that our life is set up. We'll always have to deal with these things, right? Always. I will always have to put money on his books. We will all, now he'll be coming out of jail old as fuck. We're going to teach an old as fuck ass man how to learn to live life. Like that rests on the shoulders of everybody else too. When your loved ones go to jail, especially your kids, like nigga, we all go to jail too. This should affect all of us. But when he called me, and he called me from jail, do y'all know that that was the first time I heard this nigga talk with peace in his voice? Because for him, he was home. That's home to him. That's all he know. So, if you lock up our kids when they're kids, you have a lifelong slave. They're going to always come back to the system. When they come out, they got to have a really, really strong support system. But once you're in the system, it is so hard to get the fuck out of the system. It really is. It really is. So yeah, this is what happens to our children when you try them as adults. Now, had they tried my son as a juvenile, my son would have gotten out of juvenile in about 4 years. He would have had some therapy. He would have had some help for his drug abuse. When they put you in prison, they do not give you drug counseling help. And I want you guys to know that just because you're in prison, you can get everything in prison you can get on the outside. Everything. You can do drugs in jail. And shit, it's more of a reason to do it. Shit, you in jail. I'd be a crackhead if I was in jail too, goddammit. So this is why they try our children as adults. And it's absolutely cruel and unusual punishment. It's unconstitutional. But they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. So let me bring this conversation full circle back. This is why mom and fucking dad need to learn to put your differences to the side, and you need to be there for your kids. Because sometimes your kids is lost in the sauce and they in these streets and they in trouble because they're in between two parents who are fighting, or they feel lost because they've never met their dad. And it's because mom didn't want him to meet his dad. Or they feel distraught because they don't have mom there to love them like they should. Or their parents are always fighting. And y'all too busy using the kid as a pawn and arguing with each other that you don't even realize that your kid needs y'all attention and love. And they out in the streets getting in trouble while y'all steady fighting with each other. And so like, stop having babies just for life to eat them up. Especially if you black. Stop fucking having black kids to give your kids to society for society to just eat their ass up. Stop. Because that's what happens to your kids when you don't have no direction. It's fight for your kids. Fuck fighting for that nigga. He don't want you no more. Your baby, they're going to always love you. Focus on that kid. Okay? And fuck them child support. Stop. Have a baby with a person who don't ever want to go to court. I don't want to go to court. Nigga, I told him either you going to do what you supposed to do by your kids or I'll do it by my damn self. But I ain't going to court. I'm not going to court. I don't want to be in no courtroom. We're not even doing that. Either you take care of your kids or you won't. If you don't, I'll do it my motherfucking self. But stop going to court. Sisters, that little $25 you get from some niggas ain't even worth it. His license suspended. He can't go get a job. He can't do nothing. You just holding him back in life. Nigga can't do anything. How you supposed to pay a child support if his license gets suspended and he can't go to work? Just stop. Y'all fight with each other. And every day your kids is the ones really losing. And by the time you fucking realize it, it's too late. Fuck that nigga. And fuck that chick you with. If she a piece of shit, let her go. But hold on to your kids. Don't let your motherfucking kids go. Stop using the goddamn pawns. All right, let me go to this super chat. Thank you for the $2. I will. Chris said Donald is going to make being homeless illegal. I thought he already passed that. I think he already did that. Didn't we already have that conversation? That's already been a done deal. It is illegal to be homeless. That's something that's already been done. But I told y'all, yeah, they already did that. Because did you not hear they have, what is it called? I forget. They're building right now. They're building like this mega homeless prison. I'm gonna call it what it is. They're building a homeless prison. That's what they're doing. And so it's a place and it's a facility where if you're homeless, what they do is it's illegal, but they act like everybody that's homeless. Because we talked about this, that everybody that's homeless like use drugs and stuff like that. And so they're saying that people need mental help, and they do. People that are homeless need mental help, and they do have drug issues, but that's not everybody's situation in the streets. But I guess apparently this big old prison is supposed to be, and they don't call it a prison, but it's a place where they have them go to get the mental health. So if you're homeless and you don't have nowhere to go, making it illegal means they're going to automatically take those people and put them in that facility that they're building. And their thing is, like, it's not jail, but it is illegal, so they're going to make you go. But it's homeless people jail. And so their thing is they're supposed to have resources there, mental health, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't believe it. I actually think that this is what I think, that they're going to take that facility. And most people don't care about homeless people. Like, I used to feed the homeless people all the goddamn time. And I'm the type of person that I would feed people. When I had my restaurant, it was this homeless man. He was a white man, y'all. What? Can you believe it? And he used to come by the restaurant. It would be so cold in Massachusetts. So I would always get him coffee. He would come in when it was like a slow time or whatever. And I would give him coffee. But sometimes I would ask him if he wanted food to eat whenever he was hungry. And I would make him a plate. But if it wasn't busy, I would take my break. And I would sit down with him. And I would drink some coffee. And I would make him some food and give him a plate. And I have given homeless people money on the streets. And instead of just giving them $1, I'll stop and ask them what their name is. How did you get here? Do you know that that is probably one of the most endearing things? Homeless people feel like people give them money, but they don't ever see them. Nobody ever asks them how they got here. People don't sit and eat with them. People look at them like they trash. They give them a couple cents and tell them to go on about their motherfucking business. Because nobody cares about homeless people. And that's just a fact. Next time you give a homeless person food, don't just hand them some food. Ask them their name. Ask them. And watch how they light up. Ask them how they got out here. Ask them where their family at. Ask them what their story is. Wish them a good day. If you're a Christian, pray with them. Watch how that shit make their motherfucking day. A homeless person appreciate if you would sit and cop a squat on the street with them and eat a slice of pizza with them. Most people won't do that because we don't give a fuck about homeless people enough that way, right? So saying all of that, homeless people are the forgotten people. So I believe that they're going to put these people in this facility. And as we look at AI, the next level of AI is going from computers and electronics to humans. So there is a level of AI that they want to be able to implement, like being able to really use like Neuralinks, put things that can read your dreams, and when you wake up, you can see them, or, you know, things that allow you to see and do stuff with your eyes versus using a phone. So they are trying to implement things that are AI, that kind of like RoboCop, that you can implement in people. And I personally think that they are going to use those homeless people as the test subjects for this type of stuff. This would not be the first time in this country where they have taken people that have mental issues, or the forgotten group. It's like the same thing. Like, serial killers will kill prostitutes and drug addicts because those are the people nobody care about, right? So they're taking the people nobody cares about so that they can, who's gonna come looking for them? Who are they going to tell if something happens to them, right? And I do think they're going to experiment on those people. That's actually why I think that they're pulling them all together and putting them in that place. Because one thing I did not hear in that plan, I did not hear them talking about that in that facility. Not only are they going to give them mental help and give them like drug addiction help, they never said that they had funds to set these people up to like put them in a house, put them in an apartment. Once you fix these people mental issues, once you give them drug treatment, what then? Because if you just put them back out in the streets, they just gonna be homeless all over again. So if the program does not consist, check this out here, right? If the program does not consist of not just entering the facility, but how do we exit the facility? After I get better, do you have a program? Are you gonna build an apartment building to house us? Are you gonna give us an apartment? Do you help with finding homes to live in? Like, are you just gonna kick me back out to the street? I don't think that they've made plans to help them leave the facility, because I don't think their intentions are for them to ever leave the facility. That's why. That's what I think. Let me see. We got some more super chats in here. Shout out to you, Tisha. I think I said that right. For the $5 says, that's sad. I'm so sorry. My first time ever seeing you tear up. As you should. I'm a meanie, but I'm a crybaby too. I ain't even crying as much as some people be on this motherfucking cry, but I be crying sometimes. It's okay though. It's okay. Thank you for that. I didn't expect to talk about my son, and I didn't know that was gonna make me sad. I didn't intend to cry, but yeah. Swedish Princess with the $5 says, what about those 18, 19-year-olds that are still considered kids? What about those kids that jumped on that lady in Chicago and they was bullying her kids too? Well, I mean, like I said, when you talk about 18, 19-year-olds, to me, you're getting a little bit closer to being an adult. And I think that them jumping on that lady and bullying her kids, like, I'm not saying they shouldn't take their 18, 19-year-old ass to jail. I'm talking about trying juveniles as adults and giving them these enormous long sentences. Like, if them kids go to jail, they're 18, 19 for jumping on that lady, those are assault charges. They're not throwing their life away. They'll probably get probation for that shit if they don't have no record. If they got a record, they might do 6 months in the county. So, I mean, I've been to jail. You could go to jail. I'm talking about prison. So I think that going to prison I'm not saying that kids should get away with the shit they do, because even the badass kids who are doing stuff as juveniles, they should be tried and go to jail, but they should be tried as juveniles. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they should let them roam free. They need to be in juveniles so that they can have the resources that come along with that. You know what I'm saying? To get the help or whatever in the situations that they're in and get out of that environment. So I don't think that people should get away with the shit that they do. And also, sentencing is just ridiculous. So, you know, they're going to get a little time in jail or some probation for beating that lady up. And they was wrong as fuck for beating that lady up. And let me tell you something. I do know for a fact and feel like a 14-year-old or 12-year-old doing some dumb shit is different than a 19-year-old, right? I don't know how old them kids was that jumped on that lady. But for example, if there were older kids around her, but let's say a 13-year-old jumped in the fight and was fighting her too, I guarantee you that 13-year-old was only jumping on her because all the other people did it. And as a kid, they're very impressionable. And if that was their cousin or their uncle or their family, they're just doing what the fuck they family doing. Now, the 13-year-old, I'm not going to hold as accountable. But them goddamn 18 and 19-year-olds, they knew what the fuck they was doing to be jumping on a lady. You know what I'm saying? They was just being some assholes. So they need to go their ass to jail and get probation. Shit. So, you know, I think that's a different scenario. Like I said, even them kids, them 3 boys, what they did to that girl is horrible. And they should go to jail for it. Them boys need some help. They need to go to juvenile because they need help. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you juvenile is the best place. Kids be getting fucked up in juvenile too, in all kind of ways. But still, like, at the end of the day, you're 3 badass kids who did what you did to that little girl, and you held her down and assaulted her. So if you got to go to juvenile and you got to fight other people, oh well, you're in the position that you put that girl in. So now you got to fight and be tough. You know, it ain't gonna kill you, but this is why you shouldn't do the dumb shit you're doing. So I'd rather have a juvenile being juvenile, getting beat up by another kid and having to stand their ground with a kid, than you sending a fucking 17-year-old that you have decided to try as an adult. And once they're 17, they will send you over to the adult jail. So that's the difference. You send a 17 or 18-year-old over there to that adult prison. And as soon as they get into the adult prison, statistics say that juveniles that are tried as adults, when they go over to the adult prison, a lot of them are physically beat down or sexually assaulted within 72 hours of being there. because people peg you as the new person coming in. So they're more vulnerable. And I think for a juvenile to have it out with another juvenile in the shower and they fighting over some canteen, some food or whatever the fuck, or a clique, to me that's a different situation. If a kid's got to fight, then you fighting other kids in there. But to go to prison and have to be faced with big ass men in here doing life, this nigga gonna break your neck, boy, and make you his bitch. I know y'all think that shit don't happen, but yes, the fuck it do. Okay? So, yeah. I think them kids need to be in trouble. They just don't need to have their whole life thrown away for what they did. Okay, somebody said they worked at a juvenile detention center. You know, that was supposed to be what I was going to do. When I went and got my degree in criminal justice, not that I want to work at the juvenile facility, but I was going to be like a corrections officer. I was. But then I went to jail, and I was like, I can never do this. And there was two reasons why I couldn't. I didn't go to prison, so don't go telling that story. I robbed a bank, y'all, okay? I'm a little gangster, and that's why you should leave me the fuck alone. I did. I robbed the bank. And but I didn't rob the bank because I'm smarter that I ain't going there like, bitch, give me all your money. I ain't do that. We didn't do that. We did some little fraud stuff, you know what I'm saying? We would switching money around for bank accounts and shit. I knew the bitch to work at the bank. Shit like that. But they gave us probation and shit. But I did spend 6 months in the motherfucking county jail. And so, you know, it is a difference. But than being in prison. County jail is not the same as prison. But when I was in there, I was like, I could never be a corrections officer now. Right? When my brother got killed in prison, I was like, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to go to college and I'm going to get my degree and I'm going to be a corrections officer. Because I was like, the system is fucked up. So I'm going to be a corrections officer and change it. That's when I was naive to how shit works. Right? But when I went to jail, I was like, I can't be a corrections officer now. Because one thing I couldn't do after that is actually put somebody in a cell and lock them in there. I couldn't be the other side of that because I was the person that was locking in the cell. And when I experienced that from the other side, I was like, I could never be the person to lock people in here because I actually understand the people on the other side of this, right? And so that would, one, I didn't want to be in that position anymore. But two, I also know being a corrections officer, it would make me vulnerable. Because what that means is that there may be an inmate or two that I may feel sorry for. And because I've been on the other side, I will have a little bit of compassion. And that compassion can get you fucked up working as a corrections officer, right? They be looking for the officer with the compassion. They be wanting to know the one that's nice to people because you be the motherfucker they get when a prison riot start. You be the one that they coming after because they're like, she's the nice one. You could get her. So I felt like I didn't want to lock people up behind those cell. And I felt like it would make me vulnerable because I couldn't correctly do my job. And I thought that would put me in danger because I understand that when we're in jail, people look for the vulnerable CO. And I would probably have been the vulnerable one. Not for everybody, but I've been in that position and my brother was there. All it would have took us for an inmate that looked like my brother. I'd have been trying to be nice to that nigga and he'd have been done shanked me on a Friday and I'd have never made it home. So I'm just saying, I was like, nah, I can't do this. I can't do this no more. This is not the job for me. I'm just not going to worry about getting a job as a corrections officer no more. So yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't have sat at the juvenile either. Facility just because I just couldn't see them kids be getting fucked up and locking them behind cages every day. That would just do something to me. That's all. I feel like those are stressful jobs. So people who are COs, police officers, and just do certain jobs where you're constantly seeing just devastating things and dealing with the bad part of society and life and just watching devastation. Like, yeah. That shit fuck with you. You gotta carry that shit home with you every day. And I'll be at home crying and shit. I'm a big ass crybaby crying for all them kids. I be done went to go to work at the juvenile hall and all them motherfuckers be done jumped me. Cause I think these little niggas like me. I brought them snacks and shit, trying to be cool with the juveniles. These niggas done jumped me. So I changed my mind. I would have been a little weak ass CO. Oh, just let the nigga stay out in the day room for 10 more minutes. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. This nigga plotting on the breakout and here my dumb ass is talking about let him watch TV longer. Yeah, I can't do it. I be done. Fuck that whole job up. Really? Somebody said the crazy part is you got to watch out for the other officers more than the inmates. I can see that. Them officers be bringing, that's how them drugs and shit be getting in there. They be just as criminal too. They be in there goosing and everything. I tell you, when people go to jail, y'all, in prison is just another world. It's a whole society in there. They get drugs. They have the way that they do stuff. Anything you can get out here, they can get inside. People got cell phones. People be in there having sex, and I ain't even talking about with the same type of person. I ain't talking about the funny stuff. It's corrections officers that be having relationships with dudes in there, vice versa, all kind of shit. So it's a prison society, but it is very much a society within itself. Just like a society runs out here and we live and the way shit work and we have everything. Prison is like that too. If you think niggas just go sit in a cell for years and that's it, it's a lot that goes on in prisons. They got their own goddamn society in there. Absolutely. I did. And somebody said, did I see the that they dismissed the case with the little boy that was found rolled up in the mat in the gym at the school? That case was so long ago. They did. That shit was wild. I don't know how they ever explained how that shit went down. That shit was wild. That case was wild, y'all. I'm still baffled by that. I feel like there's still no answers. How did this boy even end up in this position or this predicament? That shit was crazy. If y'all don't know about the story, you should go look it up. Somebody said, check out what happened at the Dallas County Juvenile Center in June 2000. Them boys was wilding out. Yeah, I bet they was. Little badass. Somebody said, crazy part about working in corrections is it's the officers. You have to already read that one. Somebody said we need to put more resources into the community corrections and treatment. You know what? I think that we absolutely need to do that. But another thing that we need to do is we need to change sentencing guidelines. Sentencing is arbitrary, y'all. It's arbitrary, meaning there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's not a rhyme or reason to crime. I mean, to sentencing, right? So what that means is like, there's nothing in any study that says if you give a motherfucker 10 years, it's going to change who they is and fix the problem. Actually, studies prove and show in psychology that if a person goes to prison and if they are going to make a change, what it shows is that they actually will make that change in a very short amount of time, like 2 years. If they go too long, they can become institutionalized, right? These are psychological studies. They can become institutionalized and then they're not going to know how to function in the free world. But the point is that if a person goes to prison and prison is going to work as a deterrent and say, I'm not going to do that shit no more because I don't like this punishment. 2 years is actually enough for a person to realize that. You don't need to give there's 30 years for what? And I get it, like if a motherfucker killed somebody, and it depends on how they killed them, you don't want to let them be out in society. But I mean, it depends on how they killed them. Like, for example, there was this young man, quite a few years back, but I'll just never forget his case. He had a suspended driver's license, and he wasn't supposed to be driving. And he had a 2-year-old baby. And he went outside to go and move his car from the driveway to put it on the street because he was finna do something in the driveway. He's not driving the car, really. He's just moving the car. He goes outside and he doesn't know that his daughter is behind him and he backs up and runs her over. They sent this nigga to jail for vehicular homicide for murdering his child because he had a suspended license. So if he had a legitimate license, it would have been considered an accident. But because his license was suspended and he was just backing it up on the street, it's a whole murder now. So like, yeah, that man don't deserve to be doing all of that time. So it depends on how, when I say how, just to clarify for people, when you're like, how, like, it depends on how they kill somebody. But, you know, other than that, a lot of people spend time in jail for things. It's not murder. It's like robbery. It's like drug crimes. It's things of that nature, right? Everybody in jail is not in jail for the most vicious thing you can think of. A lot of people, a big percentage of the prison population is due to drug crimes. People are committing crimes because they're addicted to drugs, right? So there's a lot of people in there for stuff like that, robbery and things like that. People rob because they're on drugs. People rob because they're poor. Like people with money that don't have those issues aren't robbing other people, right? And people like that, no, I don't think that they deserve to be locked up all that time, because all you do is, actually studies have shown, you make a much worse criminal, right? People go into jail one way, but if you keep them there long enough, they actually learn to be a better criminal, because you surround them with all of these criminal entities that do some pretty horrific shit, even in the goddamn prisons, right? And so you teach them how to be more manipulative, how to hide. You might have went in there robbing stuff, but you might end up having to be a gang member and shank somebody to save your life if you in there doing 25 years. Now you commit way worse crimes than you was out there on the street. And so prison usually makes somebody a worse criminal if you put them in there long enough and you give them no treatment, which they don't do in the prisons, and they send your ass back out to the streets and you're just a worse criminal. Right? So again, sentencing is arbitrary. I think we need to also start with focusing on more rehabilitation to really get people the help that they need, to get them to where they need to be. And we need to stop sentencing people's fucking lives away. Like people going to the court now, a murder now person, and they sentencing people to 40 and 50 years. Why? Why? 40, 50 years? Bitch, they already 50. They ain't even gonna live that long. Why are you giving people all of these years? It's like they'll take every little charge. And what they used to do, if you robbed somebody back in the day, okay, you're going to get 5, 10 years for this robbery. Okay. Now, they're going to charge you for the robbery, armed criminal action. They're going to charge you for the gun that you got. They're going to charge you for the bullets in the gun. They're going to charge you for walking on the right side of the street when you was really supposed to be on the left. They're going to charge you for using the back entrance to the restaurant when you decided to rob them instead of using the front one. They are going to break down every fucking little charge that they can find, and they're going to add them all up. And then they're going to give you a sentence that is not consecutive, but it's concurrent, meaning you're going to serve these motherfuckers one after another. Not at the same time, one after another. And then you got people who ain't took nobody's lives, but they're serving 45 years in prison. That's crazy. So sentencing guidelines need to be changed. They absolutely need to be changed. A person needs to be given some rehabilitation, giving them some therapy to see if they are a person that can come back into society. And most people that go into jail have situations in their life. And if you address those situations, a big majority of people in prison absolutely could be helped and turned into productive citizens if they would just help these people, right? In the situations where they're struggling, whether it's poverty, whether it's drug use or anything like that, right? Or mental issues even. You know how many people are in prison for mental issues? I got a niece, and she's crazy as fuck right now. You know what I'm saying? I be living my life, and people be like, I wonder what Michi is up to. My life is just regular like everybody else. So right now, I have a crazy niece, and she might even be watching because she's schizophrenic, and it just came on onset of it, and I'm her object of obsession. So she keeps saying I'm trying to kill her and things like that. And she keeps going to jail. And I keep telling them that she needs help, that she's suffering from mental illness. But they just keep putting her in jail. Child Protective Services even came to check on her and her kids. And I'm like, she got some issues, but they not even like forcing her to go get evaluated. And this is the sad part about it. So like, shout out to everybody out there. If you're dealing with somebody that has a mental illness in your family, you know, it's not always an easy thing. And there's plenty of people, thank you for the gift. There's a lot of people who are locked up in jail and have mental issues. So if they would help deal with those mental issues, those people wouldn't have necessarily problems either. So we could eliminate a lot of the prison population if we really wanted to, and not have all those people in prison. But even back to the mental issues. So like my niece, and I say poor thing lightly because I don't deal with her. And I didn't deal with her even before she had her mental break. You know, I tried to help her out in life. And was really trying to help her get on her feet with her kids. But, you know, you always have that one family member that just think you owe them the world. You do shit for them. They're not grateful and they act shitty. And if you ever met a person who has like this dark energy over their life and like everything they touch, they destroy that shit in anybody they're around. So she used to live with me when I first moved here. And a lot of shit happened. And I was like, bitch, you got to get out of my house. But I didn't kick her out with her kids. I let her get her place. But I was like, I just can't do nothing for you no more. Like, you're ungrateful. And trying to help you is destroying shit in my life. And she came over to my house a little over a year ago. And we were going somewhere, and she was like, you know, I had her drive because she knew where he was going. And George is funny. She's like, I'll drive, auntie. So we're driving, and she crashes my car. Okay, it's not overly crashed. Like, she just bumped into some shit. I mean, my bumper is a little fucked up, and I'm gonna drive that car till the wheels fall off because I don't give a fuck about no cars. I don't even go nowhere. So it's still in the driveway with the crack in the bumper. And that ex-husband, baby daddy, I like to say, he liked the car. He said he gonna buy it from me and fix it, and he gonna buy me a new car. He gonna give me a new car and take the old car because he liked my car. He can have that GMC. I don't care. I don't go no fucking where anyway, right? So she crashes the car, and I'm mad. So we come back to my house. I'm like, bitch, you just crashed my motherfucking car, right? It did mess up one of the sensors. I did have to get that fixed. For the airbags because they did not deploy. But the little front of my GMC shit is cracked up. I could just order, I guess, the grate and put it back on it, but I don't give a fuck enough. I don't care. But after that happened, she was here in the house with the kids. And I told her kids to go in the garage and hang out there. There's a TV and everything in my garage, right? Because they touch everything. They're bad. My little nephew's bad as hell. Go your ass in the garage. You can't destroy nothing in the garage. Well, that was a lie. These little niggas unplugged my freezer. It's funny now, but I was mad as fuck that day. They unplugged my freezer to plug in their fucking phones. They ain't tell nobody they unplugged my deep freezer. So it smelled like a dead body in my garage like 3 days later. I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? $1,000 worth of freezer food was all melted and it stunk like a dead fucking body. So now I gotta throw all this food away. She don't give a fuck that her kids did that. I'm like, bitch, you gonna give me some money back on my groceries or something? And she just act like it was no big deal. And after that happened, I let her stay here for about a week. I was like, Shantae, you know you can't live with me. And I was like, but you stay here for a week because you know you in transition. And the boys went to their dads. She wasn't here with her kids because her kids can't stay here because they bad. She bad too. And so she was here for about a week. But when she was here, everything in my house broke, y'all, in my life. It did. And when she left, it kept happening until I was like, this is some bullshit. I had to go around my house and clear her energy. And then I refused to let her come over here anymore. So after she left, the freezer was messed up. She did my car. The refrigerator broke and we had to fix the refrigerator, right? My bed broke, a bed I've had for forever. Why the fuck is this bed? Everything around my house started breaking. And I was like, that's her fucking energy. I took that shit so serious. And I was mad when she left the shit that she did in the way that she left. It was more to that conversation. But I was like, she can't come over here anymore. And I told her I don't want to deal with her anymore in my life because she's ungrateful. And one thing I don't like to do is help people. Bitch, if I've spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to help you and your kids get your life together, I bought you house full of fucking furniture, shit like that. And you're just ungrateful. And then you destroy things of mine while you laying on my couch with no bills to pay. And when I asked you for $500 for some groceries in this bitch while you living here with you and your daughter, it was like, if you wanted my money, you should have just said, bitch, you got to go. So she left. I haven't talked to her in over a year. So I get a phone call from the manager at her apartment. I wouldn't even let my niece come over here. She's her daughter. She the only one that's kind of cool, Jemiah, right? The boys can't come over here because they bad now. Listen, and she can't come over here because she get on my nerves. But I wouldn't even let her come over here to drop Jemiah off because you cannot be anywhere in the vicinity of my house. I want you out of my fucking life because, bitch, you got an energy that I'm not fucking with because you bring that shit everywhere you go. You can't be around me and nothing attached to you can. So we haven't talked in a whole year. I get a call in November from the landlord at her apartment and they kind of know each other. And she's like, I have your nieces and nephews. And she said, your niece, Shantae, she's in jail. And I'm like, for what? She was like, she got in her car and started ramming it into people's cars in the parking lot and then took a BB gun and shot somebody's windshield out. And I'm like, why did she do that? She was like, well, she claims that people are trying to kill her. Now, the night before that, she texted me. I didn't even know it was her. And she was like, you fucking bitch, you're trying to destiny swap with me. I'm not even, and this is not even to be a joke. I'm being serious. Some of y'all may have dealt with this and I want to tell you what this is. And she's like, bitch, you're trying to destiny swap with me. She was like, all of this time, y'all not even my family. My mama died and left me money and y'all took it and acted like I was y'all family because y'all broke bitches so y'all could have my money. And y'all did all of this to me and you keep sending stuff my way. And that's why my life is falling down. And it's all because of you, you evil bitch. But that's okay because something about to happen to you and you gonna go to jail and this and that. And I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? So at first I want to cuss the bitch out, but I'm like, what is she talking about? Next day she goes to jail. This is why I want to say too, people need to leave me alone, because whether she's mentally ill or not, like every time she try to do something to me, my ancestors done whooped her ass, and that's my niece. So this is why I say leave me the fuck alone. She was like, bitch, you going to jail. I can't wait till you go to jail. You going down. And as soon as she said that shit to me, the very next day she went to jail. But she swear everybody trying to kill her. She said, I tried to have her killed. And so I understand she dealing with a mental illness. She don't want to admit it. And the only reason I know she's dealing with a mental illness is because her father, my oldest brother, he has a different daddy than all of us. And his father had a mental illness. And my brother became schizophrenic, oh God, some years back. And he's always been a mean motherfucker. That's why I sent my grandma to Africa, because she helped my brother too much. And I was like, Sean is mean. He used to be mean to me when I was little and beat me up. He's very violent. And I was scared he was going to do something to my grandma, because schizophrenic people, they be having these delusions and they will kill a motherfucker. I promise you they will. And so when they told me she was acting like that, and the way she was talking to me, I could recognize the symptoms. Like, I've studied abnormal psych, right? And I'm like, she probably got what her dad got. But this is the sad part, y'all. I want y'all to remember this. Mental disorders can come on like that. It doesn't matter. A person could have lived their whole life and been fine, and they can have a mental disorder and it's sitting dormant. And stressors in life can be a trigger. And I came to find out that right before my niece sent me that message, that she was about to be evicted from her apartment. The day, like the last month before that, I guess she got involved with somebody that was supposed to get her some more money, and they scammed her. So she lost her rent money and she was behind it. They were about to evict her, and she's been struggling to keep a roof over her head, just like a lot of people are. And I tried to help her, but I can't. I'm not finna destroy my whole household and my peace in my family for somebody else. I'm sorry. But she was very stressed out. And it's like, what do I do now? I keep getting evicted from places, and the stress triggered it in her. And but she's come by my house at nighttime. She tried to rip my lights and played off my car and shit like that, to the point where I wanted to whoop her ass, but I had to keep reminding myself she's schizophrenic right now. And I keep telling her, you got what your daddy got, girl. You're paranoid. You're saying shit that don't make no sense. And she's gone to jail already 3 times since then. An investigator just called me the other night and was like, yeah, I'm looking for the relatives of Shante Kochek. And I'm thinking to myself, an investigator? It's 11 o'clock at night. Why is an investigator calling me? I hope this bitch ain't did none of her kids. And she didn't. But she was in jail for criminal trespassing because they're homeless. She was on her Facebook the other day talking about, I just got evicted. She got another apartment after that. They kicked her out. She got another one. Well, she just posted something saying that she got put out 2 days ago, and she didn't know that they were coming to evict her because they didn't give her no paperwork. So they literally sat her and her boys on the curb. And I think she was criminally trespassing because she went to go be in a building she wasn't supposed to be in or something, because she doesn't have anywhere to live. And I feel sorry for her, but I can't help her. You can't help everybody. I'm the object of her obsession. She thinks that I've ruined her life. What it really is that I'm the one that had so much stuff out of all of our family. I helped her. She knows what I have. And so she compares her life to mine. And she's really angry at me right now because I have stability and a good life. And because she doesn't, she keeps telling herself that I destiny swapped, and everything that I have, she was supposed to have that's hers. So her object of anger is me. It's me. I would not help her at all. That bitch, I would never close my eyes in this house with that bitch. She would try and kill me while I was asleep. I promise you. So I say all that to say she's homeless because she don't have a roof over her head. But her mental disorder, I'm sure, is playing into that. And whether you're talking about homeless people or we're talking about people in jail, when people are dealing with mental disorders, I've told everybody I've talked to, they call me and I keep telling them, quit calling me. Like, they called me and was like, the landlord was like, I got her kids. I said, well, they need to call their daddy. Child Protective Services need to send them back to Detroit. I'm not taking her kids. No, I'm not. But they keep calling me because I'm the only one around here. But every time I talk to somebody, I tell them, my niece is suffering. Her father has schizophrenia, nigga. She's schizophrenic. He got it from his daddy. She got it from her daddy. She's schizophrenic. And the thing that's crazy is that Child Protective Services came to the landlord's house when the kids were there, and they said when she get out of jail, they'll come see her. So when she got out of jail 2 weeks later and they let her out, I guess they had a case open on her, but I'm not understanding how they left these kids with her. I'm not understanding how, when I told the worker lady that I think she's dealing with mental disorders, I told the people in the jail that. I told the investigator that. Why are y'all not, what I'm saying, why aren't you requiring this woman to get a mental evaluation? Nobody gives a fuck. This is what I'm saying. So when we talk about the prison population or even the homeless population that we talked about in this conversation, there are a lot of people that are dealing with mental disorders, and she needs some medication. And if she could get some medication, those delusions she has in her mind, right? And the paranoia that she suffers from, it will absolutely go away. She probably hears voices too. It's a very scary thing. I think about all the mental disorders that are out there, and schizophrenia is probably, I think, in my opinion, is the worst one to have. Bipolar disorder is one thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different things that people can deal with. You know, I mean, but don't get me wrong. I guess, you know, you can have a person with multiple personality disorder. That's a crazy motherfucker too. I've never met one of those, and I don't want to. Sometimes we date people and think these niggas got multiple personalities. But schizophrenia, everybody that I've heard of schizophrenic stories, they've hurt people because they have this paranoia that people are out to get them. They have delusions. They hear voices. Now, everybody that's schizophrenic don't. So I want to say this: if you know somebody is schizophrenic, if they're taking their medication, schizophrenic, like autism, has a spectrum. When you talk about schizophrenic people, some of them have schizophrenia way worse than other people. Some will have delusions and paranoia. All of them do not. I actually know somebody that's schizophrenic and they've never had any of those issues. They take their medication and everything. They struggle with other stuff sometimes. They're a little paranoid, but nothing extreme like that. But my niche shit is extreme, you know? And I'm saying all of that to say that they don't care. Do you know how many people are in prison that are crazy? Like, they really need mental help. And if you would fix it, they might not be in prison. I mean, she's been locked up 3 motherfucking times. Somebody said, where her mama? Her mama ain't shit. Her mama ain't shit. I don't know if you watching Angie, but the bitch ain't shit. Her mama's not. Her daddy ain't shit either. Her daddy is the one that choked me out when I was 11 until I passed out my older brother. Her daddy is the motherfucker that put this scar on my goddamn lip when I was 12. Punched me in my mouth, split my shit right open. Her dad is a mean motherfucker. That was my big brother. I hate that nigga. Her daddy not shit. Her mama not shit either. This is why I let her come to Georgia and I tried to help her ass. But I lost a lot trying to help her. I did. A lot. A lot. And I'm not ever letting nobody in that space to make me lose shit again for as hard as I've worked to be in the position that I am in life. I'm not letting nobody come destroy that, take that away from me, waste my money. Hell fucking no. So I can't help her. And some people might think that's me, but every time they call, I tell them call somebody else. When they called and the lady was like, I got your nieces and nephews. I was like, oh, well, you need to, Child Protective Services is coming? Okay. Because when they call, they're going to find out they got daddies in Detroit. They was just there. Send them to their other parent. They got fathers that can take care of them because I'm not taking them. When they called me and told me she was in jail, I'm not bailing her out. I be done belt that bitch out and it'll be my demise. I'll bail her out and this bitch will be around the corner in my at night at my house trying to fucking get my ass when I take out the trash. I told you the bitch came out here a couple of nights. She was threatening me. She said, I got niggas that got black ski masks. You gonna go to jail, but first they finna run up in your house and come get you. I'm not playing with her schizophrenic ass. If my niece come over here on some crazy shit, I might have to take her life. Because she'll probably be trying to take mine. She on some crazy shit. Out of everything happening in her life, I did it to her. It's all my fault. I can't help her. Hell no. I can't help her, and nor do I want to. I have learned that you can't save everybody. I'm saving myself right now in life. I'm focused on my business. I'm focused on my peace. I'm focused on my motherfucking life, okay? That's what I'm doing right now. So, you know, shout out to anybody who's dealing. Mental disorders are not nothing to joke with. It's a lot of people that suffer from mental disorders and they don't know it. And we were talking about narcissism earlier. I don't know if you guys know, that's not a mental disorder, but it is a personality disorder. So narcissism is a disorder as well. And we call everybody narcissistic. We've kind of cliched it because there is absolutely a definition of a true narcissistic person. It is a personality disorder. So you have mental disorders and you have personality disorders, right? Mental is a little different than the personality disorders. And a lot of mental disorders come with a chemical imbalance, right? Inside of your body. That's why they can take medication and stuff for personality disorders. It's not about a chemical imbalance in your body. It's about your environment, how you were raised and things like that. For example, a person can be a psychopath. It's not necessarily a chemical in their brain. You can't give them a pill to make them not be a psychopath, right? It's the way that they were brought up, the way that they feel about things, the way that they see things, right? It has everything to do with their surroundings. Narcissists are created, right, by never being told no, never being checked. People always making excuses for them when they're wrong, like when they're kids and shit. That's how a narcissist is created as they grow up, right? So it's not a chemical thing. It is definitely an environment thing that bred them to have that personality disorder. So there's a difference between the two. But mental disorders, yeah, check on your people with mental disorders if you can. Because you can't help these people. I will tell you that. If a person has a mental disorder bad enough, they need medication. And if you can't get them to take medication to balance out that chemical imbalance in their body, making them react a certain way, you can't do nothing for them. They're going to actually tear down your life before they help you. And I don't want to say this in a way that anybody thinks that, oh my God, people have mental disorders, everybody's going to kill somebody. But like, I remember when I was in Colorado, it was this woman who her 15-year-old son got shot in their front yard. And she had a 17-year-old daughter and like a 23-year-old son. Her 23-year-old son had schizophrenia. And she knew he did. And she let him live there. And she really wasn't, trying to force him to take his medicine or making him get the help he was supposed to get. And I'm not going to blame the mom, because you just never think your children would do these kind of things. So she loses her son 1 year. And then the next year, her son that's schizophrenic is arguing with the 17-year-old daughter while she's at work. And he gets angry at her and he kills her. And then he picks her up and he just puts her body in the trash can like she's trash. And then he go back in the house like nothing even happened. And the mom pulls up to the house and she's going inside and the trash can is outside and she sees her daughter's feet sticking out of the trash can. And that's how she finds her in there. So, yeah. So I've heard, everybody that's schizophrenic ain't to that level. They're not. But I also have heard and seen some very horrific stories about people with schizophrenia, right? Because it can be pretty bad. So, yeah, they don't care about people with mental disorders either. So that's that homeless shit and that prison shit. There's people in prison who need their mental disorders dealt with, and if they did that, they wouldn't be criminals. My niece would not have run into those cars and shot out the windows. She's paranoid, and in her mind she thinks that somebody is really trying to kill her, and the people who cars she ran her car into, she really thinks those people are trying to hurt her. So putting her in jail is not really going to help the situation for her crime. What they need to do is give her some help. And if she had medication, she would have never done that. You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, there are some people who don't need to be criminalized or be put in prison. You know what I mean? They need help for their mental disorder. Just like I said, everybody's in there for reasons that come down to an issue. That if society was more concerned with fixing the root of the problem, we wouldn't have all these fucking people in jail. A lot of people commit crimes because they're mentally ill. Fix that, they won't commit crime anymore. Simple as that. Simple as that. Somebody said, oh my God, I had to leave my sister alone. She did a lot of damage to me in my life. Yeah. I love my family and people, but I'm a loner like that too. I love my siblings, but we don't talk much. It's not that we're separated from each other. It's just that we're living our lives and we all live so far apart. Like I could call any of my siblings right now and be like, hey, what y'all doing? Or show up at their house unannounced in Colorado. And they could come here too, but I got a brother in Alabama. But we don't talk. It's been years. I haven't talked to any of my siblings in years. I do have one sibling though. I don't fuck with her. So I know what you mean. I got a sister named Jessica. I don't fuck with Jessica at all. But Jessica got a mental disorder. Not like schizophrenia. Jessica is bipolar. And, I don't know. She's just a bitch. I wouldn't help that sister for nothing. She's a trifling bitch. She done some fucked up shit to me. And the only reason I ain't broke her neck off is because she's my sister. I just leave her alone. I probably would never see Jessica for the rest. My sister, she's my sister. She's my baby sister. Well, no, Mariah's the baby sister. She's the next baby sister after that. But I probably would never see my sister Jessica again for the rest of my life. And if I ever get the information that she's dead, I'm probably not going to attend her funeral because that bitch dead to me anyway. I wouldn't care. Ain't changed my life. She don't exist to me right now. So I wouldn't care. So I just want to say that to you. Like when it comes to your life, God might give you a family when you come into this motherfucker. But let me tell you something. Do not feel that you are obligated to have to stick around any goddamn body because you are not. You are not. Blood or not, I choose who I allow to be in my life. And just because somebody is my family or my blood does not mean that I have to accept any motherfucking thing from them. You my sibling, but you still gonna act right, or you don't have to be my sibling. I mean, you is, but we ain't got to act like it. I can live my life and never see you the motherfucker again. I will be fine. So, don't take it like that or take it the wrong way. But I don't care what your title is or who you are. If you are bringing drama in my life, I will cut you the fuck off. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. Absolutely not. I don't care what your damn title is. So, how does your mother feel about you not talking to your siblings? She don't care. My mama don't care. My mama in Africa, living her life. She's so far away. She don't talk to us no more. It's because she's far. We don't talk every day either. Like, because my mom is in another country, so she's not getting on the phone calling us. Like, I probably haven't talked to my mama in a couple of years at this point. She'll send messages like for my birthday or something. But because she's long distance, we don't really talk either. Not like that. I love my mom, but she's just living her life. And like I said, my other siblings, it's not like we beefing. We just living our life. But my mama knows my sister Jessica ain't shit. My mama gave birth to her, and she don't like the little bitch either. She trifling. My sister Jessica is the sister that will come in your house and sleep with your husband just to prove she better than you. That's who my sister Jessica is. Right? She do dumb shit like that. So, and then I just don't fuck with her because all my life she has always hated me. She's always been jealous of me. And not in that sense, my sister not supposed to be jealous of me. I love her. But when she get drunk, she always tell the truth. And we will go places. Because I used to hang out with my sister Tough. All my younger sisters, because I'm older, they've all lived with me like they were my fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? She's lived with me and everything before. I was in the hospital when she gave birth to her twins. It's a damn shame this bitch got 2 sets of twins. My sister Jessica got 2 sets of twins. She don't raise none of them kids. She go out there, she do drugs, she'll have kids, and she'll come back and get the kids to her husband. He's a white man. And he be taking care of all her black kids, and then she'll just leave and they won't hear from her no more. Then the bitch come back 2 years later with some more kids, drop them off on him, and then be out. And this white man is raising all these little black ass kids. She got 2 sets of twins. But no, she just the type of person. She used to tell me, like, we'll go somewhere. When she get drunk people speak a sober man's mind. And she would turn around and be like, I don't know. Everybody gives you all of this attention. And I just be jealous sometimes because you this and you're that. And, I've heard this before because I've been a fat bitch off and on all my life. And she feel like because I'm a fat girl, she be upset that when I walk in the room, like, I get the energy. She gets mad and because people talk to me or because I'm getting attention and she's not. But she always like to get attention like by shaking her ass. That's not me. I'm sitting in the corner. We having a conversation. I'm laughing. I'm telling jokes. I could be the life of the party. But she tries to get attention by showing out. Like, look at me and I'm sexy. She want to shake her ass in front of somebody's face to get their attention. And I don't act like that. And so she feel like because she's smaller than me or because she trying to be all sexual in front of everybody, she don't understand why my fat ass get all of the attention and she don't. And when she was drunk, she would tell me this. And it only took her telling me this like 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, I'm not fucking with this jealous bitch no more. It's like she want to see my downfall. She one of them people that I go out somewhere, she want to make me look stupid. She wants me to look stupid because it'll make her feel better about herself. So sister or not, I don't hang out with bitches that I make you feel insecure. Girl, I'm your sister. I love you. What the fuck is you talking about? So, yeah, I don't fuck with her. She the person that would try and sleep with your husband just so she could throw it in your face and say she did it. She that, what was that Christmas movie? And the girl the cousin slept with the husband. This bitch done slept with other people's husbands in our family, baby daddies. How nigga, this your niece? And you done slept with your niece, baby dad, your niece daddy. What is you doing? Yeah, she one of them bitches. If I walked past my sister and she was on the ground on fire, I wouldn't piss on that bitch to put her out. I promise you I wouldn't. Shit, fuck her. I wouldn't care at all. That bitch left me stranded, y'all, in a fucking snowstorm in New York. I took this bitch to New York. And it was a fucking historic snow blizzard, right? And I went to New York for the first time ever. And I was like, oh my God, I love New York. Ask me if I like New York now. I fucking hate going to New York. I hate traveling there. I fucking hate New York. It is loud, it is dirty, it is stanky, it is crowded. I hate fucking New York. But it was the first time I ever went. We stayed in Times Square. I paid for her to go. Her little boyfriend drove us down there in her car. And when we got there, you know, she had her room, I had my room. We went and had fun. We was all in Manhattan and in Times Square and walking around and having fun and shit. And my grandbaby, she was a baby, and they were on their way, her mama, to come and stay with me. And so she got caught in a snow blizzard, and she was like, my train is only going to go as far as New York. It won't take me all the way to Massachusetts. I lived in Massachusetts at the time. And I said, well, girl, I'm already in New York. So you at Penn Station, just catch a cab. I pay for it or whatever. Come to my room, and then we'll drive back together the next morning. So we get up the next morning, and she just got an attitude all of a sudden. I have no idea why. She's just mad at me. And we get in the car, and we have the baby in the car, and she's talking shit. And I want to slap this bitch, but you know, I got my grandbaby. I'm happy. I'm the older sister. You're not gonna talk crazy to me. I'll beat your ass. She can't beat me. I promise you that. But I let her talk a little shit and have her little attitude. And we're driving, and this nigga that's driving, now we're on the freeway, but there's blizzards everywhere, and we're lucky that we got on the freeway, and the freeway is somewhat plowed. So he ends up getting on the wrong exit that brings us into a city, and oh my God, snow is everywhere. So we're trying to find, power is out and shit, and we're trying to find a way to get back onto the freeway to get back to the house. And we get stuck in the snow. And so some people are driving past, and they're like, y'all niggas stuck in the snow. But they look in the back seat and they're like, oh shit, it's a baby in there. We gotta help them. Some black men, right? So they pay this Mexican dude. He got a snowblower. They're like, can you do this to get these people out? And he paid him for it. So they make us get out the car so the car is not as heavy. They like, it's cold out here. My sister out there, even though it's her boyfriend, she's shaking her ass in front of these two men trying to get attention. I'm standing out there with my motherfucking coat on with my fur around the collar and looking like a fucking grown-ass lady minding my business. I thank them very much for what they did. Now, my phone is dead because it didn't have a chance to charge. And it's cold. So they're there with their sister, and it's two men. And she says, you can sit in the car if you want because it's cold until they get it out. So I sit in the car, and once the car is out, everybody's back in the car. Now, I stopped to tell them thank you, and I'm giving them their money back for paying the man. I was like, you don't have to do that. So I'm giving the men back their money. This bitch drives off and leaves me. And the dude is like, your sister just left. And I look back, and I'm like, no. I'm like, she must be turning around. She'll be coming back. 20 minutes later, the bitch left me. The bitch left me on the fucking, because she in the car with her man. But she trying to shake her ass in front of these men talking about, well, we can't get out. Fuck it. We'll just go where the party at tonight. And they're not paying her no attention because you with your dudes, you're a little trifling bum bitch. The men, we're just talking. But because they're talking to me and I'm talking to the sister and we're laughing and they're not paying her any attention, she's mad at me. The bitch drove off with my grandbaby and everybody in the car and just left me with a dead fucking phone because it was not charged. And she knew my phone wasn't charged. I didn't have no phone to call nobody. I'm stuck with strangers on the side of the road in the middle of a snow storm, a historic storm. The man was like, well, if you want to hang out with us, we're not bad people. And I was like, I guess I don't have any choice. They was with their sister. They were very nice to me. They didn't have any power. And they were at a hotel room, all of them. And they said, you could come back there with us and you could charge your phone and make a phone call. So they fed me. And they said, in the morning, we will actually drive you home because New York to Massachusetts is not a far drive. I mean, I might have been maybe another 30, 40 minutes from my house on the freeway. Longer than that, probably because of the snow. They said, we'll drive you home in the morning. And they was like, and if you want to tell us where your sister live and that dude, we can even go whoop their ass for you. They were so mad because the dudes was like, this is my sister. We would never leave each other like that. I don't know why she would do that to you. But the bitch left me. She fucking left me. And by the grace of God, those people took care of me. They looked out for me. When I got to the hotel room, I did call my husband at the time. And even though they were snowed in, him and my kids literally shoveled the street so he could get the car out. And I didn't have to wait till the morning. He picked me up. He showed up about 2 hours later, and him and my kids came and got me. But that's what my sister did to me. And so it's shit like that she's always done to me throughout my life. So yeah, I ain't fucking with that bitch. She left me for dead. What if the men she left me with wasn't no good? Where I was going, all the power was out. How I was going to call anybody? But you just left me? Really? So fuck that bitch. Fuck Jessica. That's her name. Everybody say it with me. Fuck Jessica. Yes, I did. I told her I was gonna whoop her ass. But I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't. I didn't. That's my sister. Like, I didn't whoop her ass. I didn't deal with her for a while. But then she got pregnant by a nigga she don't know. That she met at the bar for a one night stand, and she found out she was pregnant with twins. And there was nobody else there for her. So I wasn't fucking with her. And then she went into labor. And so I went and helped her birth her twins. That's what I did. Because that's what big sisters are supposed to do. And then after that, I didn't talk to her no more. But I went and helped her have her kids. So fuck her though. Somebody said y'all must have been competitive when y'all were little, or they were competitive with you when you were little because you were born first or teenagers. No, so see, that's the problem. I'm way older than Jessica. I used to say, bitch, you a baby. What's the problem? I'm much older than Jessica. I'm the oldest girl. My mother has 9 children. Okay. I only have 2 brothers that are older than me. I'm the oldest girl. Right. So there's 6 other motherfucking children underneath me. So no, there was no competition or nothing. Like, she was actually a little kid. I was older and moved out of my mama's house and was grown when she was still a little kid. And there was a time when I had my own place, she lived with me. I took care of her at one point because that's how much of her big sister I am. We didn't really have competition when we was younger. It was like, as we became grown women, she just started telling me this shit. So, everybody always talks to you, and even though you're fat, you're so pretty, and everybody, like, why do everybody think that the fat girl don't never get no attention? What the fuck is that about? The fuck is that about? Somebody said you telling all the business. Telling what business? Nigga, this happened like 20 years ago. You don't know shit that's going on in my life. Jessica she's an old story, like an old friend. I don't even remember the last time I seen that girl. Shit. I ain't seen her since I was divorced. So it's been 11 years I ain't spoke to my sister. That time when that shit happened, I was still happily married and wasn't trying to even get divorced. So the shit I'm telling you that shit happened so many motherfucking years ago. I ain't telling you no goddamn business. Y'all don't know shit about what's going on in my life. I mean, other than my niece, and that's her life, not mine. But it's relevant to the conversation. And people ask me about shit, and do we talk to our siblings? So it's like, no. And if you have people who treat you like that, fuck them. Fucking fuck them. And somebody say you telling all the business. You just shut up and listen, because I don't tell y'all my business. Be glad y'all know something about me now. Look. No, we never had no competition. I don't know why. Right. Somebody said they think fat is synonymous with ugly. Right. I don't know. I've not been a fat woman all my life. I mean, I've been a fat woman most of my life. I go up and down in my weight, but like at the same time, I've never had a problem being the center of attention. Matter of fact, I've always been the center of attention. When I did spoken word, I'm the motherfucker on the stage. When I was the pastor, I was the motherfucker on the stage. Like, I don't know why people think that shit. Somebody said big girls could be beautiful too. She's talking about I'm fine as fuck. No. I think people just be lying to themselves. Y'all be on here talking about what the fuck society says. I don't know why people think that way. I've never had a problem with getting a man. I've never had a motherfucking problem with none of that. I don't have a problem with being confident. I don't have a problem with when I step in the goddamn room. I'm not trying to hide my gut. It is what it is. Did you come down here for some of this? Yeah. You gonna get some ice? I drank the rest of the juice. Ain't no more juice. Sorry. You gonna have to be a G and drink it on the rocks. Will you put some ice in my cup, honey? No, but that shit is always funny to me because everybody be acting like that. That's the first thing y'all motherfuckers say to me online as soon as somebody get mad at me. That's why you fat. Okay, and a lot of men like fat girls. Shit. People give a fuck about that. More importantly, I don't give a fuck about what a man thinks. This is what I am. Either I'll find a man that like me for who I am or I don't. And if I do, the times I have lost weight, I do that shit for myself. I'm not doing that for a motherfucking man. Shit. I don't have a problem with confidence. I don't think that I'm an ugly person ever. Whether I've been skinny or whether I've been a big girl, I ain't never been a insecure girl. That ain't never motherfucking happened. Somebody said, what? You just earned a pack. Yep, I'm sending you some barbecue chicken tamales. What's in them shits then? I like food. Y'all don't know that? People think that fat girls don't get no love. That is not true. I don't know why y'all think that. Now, this is the thing. When we say high value men, you got these men out here that think they fine as fuck and they got all of this stuff. Like them is little playboy ass niggas. I don't want one of them men anyway. Because them men, what they're looking for is a woman that makes them look good on their arms. So they want a certain type of woman that fits the status quo for society standards so that they can wear this woman on their arm like she's an accessory, right? Like we wear purses and shit. But if you're not, but those men are dogs. Those men, everybody, those men think because they're this high value or they got all this money, they think they can go and sleep with everybody. I don't want none of them niggas. I don't want none of them. I don't have time for your ego, sir. You think you all up here, so bitch, go on with your all up here ass. I ain't got time. So, I'm not even sticking for those kind of men. But at the end of the day, like I told you, I've never had a fat man even try to talk to me. Is a fat boy in the chat? Where the fat boys at? Why fat boys don't try to talk to fat girls? Huh? Why y'all don't? Because fat boys do not try to talk to me. But them muscle bound niggas that go to the gym, it's some muscle bound niggas in the chat. Why do y'all like big girls? Why y'all do? This is what I have found in life. The skinny men, the buff men, the dudes who be bitching all of that weight, I feel like they go in there so they can pick their girl up. They be like, I'm gonna get this 220 because I gotta pick that big girl up. I don't know what that is about, but I don't know what society has told y'all, but I live in this fat ass skin. And I'm gonna tell you, you can go to the gym if you want to and think that every man in there in the gym is looking at the girl that has the perfect body and the crop tops and that's what they really want to get with. But a lot of them niggas in the gym, they like fat girls. That's my experience anyway. Every man I ever been with got some big ass arms. They go to the gym. They got muscles. They got six packs. And none of them have never been like, bitch, you need to get your ass in the gym with me and lose weight. They never tell me that. They don't even give a fuck. They don't. They don't tell me, girl, you got to lose some weight and get skinny for me. They do not. They do not. Funny thing is, so I have a friend right now. He is he been my friend for a minute, even before y'all knew me as Michi X. I haven't talked to him in a while. We just reconnected recently, and he's a personal trainer, and that nigga is buff as fuck. And I told him that I'm over here doing my damn thing with losing some weight just because I'm getting older and I just want to lose some weight to be healthy. That's all, right? It's not really like oh God, you gotta look a certain way. I'm not trying to be all losing weight to be trying to look a certain way for somebody. I'm too old for that shit. But to be healthy. And you know what this buff ass nigga told me? He said, I can help you lose weight if that's what you want to do. I could definitely help you with that. But I just want you to know, I love your fat. Yeah, you don't have to lose no weight. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. But if that's what you want to do, I'm going to help you. See, being a fat girl, you don't know nothing about hearing that shit, girl. So, I don't know what niggas be talking about. I be laughing y'all say that. That's why you fat. Munchy X, oh, big fat ass. Like, that ain't never stopped shit in life. I ain't broke because I'm fat. I ain't fucking lonely because I'm fat. Fat don't really affect me. I fit in my car fine. I got extra large chairs. I got a big ass bed. My fat don't affect me. And I went to the doctor recently and they told me that I was healthy. So the fat is not affecting me in a bad way. I just need y'all niggas to know this. For the non-fat people who think fat people fat be so harsh on their life, I want you to know our lives be just as grand as y'all's, okay? It absolutely do. Maybe better. Because I think we eat better food than you motherfuckers. You know, we probably cook better than y'all. That's why we fat. Y'all skinny niggas. Y'all. Sometimes you skinny because you don't know about good motherfucking food. That just be your problem. You don't even be enjoying life. You're stressed out. That's why you skinny. I'm not stressed. That's why I'm fat. Not stressed. I be eating. You should get fat. It might help your life out. I promise you. Shout out to your mom. Your mom's birthday was 3/3. Your mom is the best. That's my birthday too. Your mom is the best. Shout out to mom. 75 years. That's what's up. Tell mom I want to be like her when I grow up. I absolutely do. I want to be 75 years old. That's why my fat ass gotta lose 20 pounds. Not because I need a nigga or I gotta be cuter, because I don't wanna have a heart attack and be in the hospital like Goddess Masterpiece fat ass boyfriend. It's like I lose just like 20. 20 will do me good. Shit, I could fast for 5 days and lose 20 pounds. That's not hard. But then as soon as I eat again, that shit coming right back. You know, like a nigga say, shut up. I'ma shut up. But when you leave, I'm gonna be talking again. That's how fasting works. Like, girl, I lost 17 pounds in 5 days. And 3 days later, shit be right the fuck back. I don't fast to lose weight, though. I fast for the health purposes. If I don't lose weight, I gotta work my ass the fuck out. Look, you said your mama a big girl too, but married 33 years. That's because we cook. We cook for our men. That's why. I don't know. Y'all tell me, brothers, is that still the way to a man's heart, his stomach? Y'all still like a woman to cook you a good meal? I feel like cooking for somebody, that's love. Like when I cook food for people, when I bring you your plate, that first of all, the food got to look good. If it look nasty, don't nobody want to taste it. So the plate got to be pretty like we at a restaurant. And then, you know, I put love into that. I feel like when you make good food for people, that's a sign that you love them. I love on people by feeding them. Yeah. I be trying to tell these new age chicks, y'all got to stop ordering DoorDash. You got to learn how to cook for a nigga. Girl, let me tell you, it's not that hard. Get you a crock pot. You can put a lot of shit in the crock pot. Put that shit on low, girl. And by dinner time, it's ready. Put it on when you wake up in the morning, right? Put some chicken in the oven and let it roast. You ain't got to fry the chicken. Just, you know, put it in there with some peppers and onions. Make you a pot roast, nigga. When it get real juicy, just get you a little bit of flour and put it in a cup and put some cold water in. The water got to be cold and you got to stir it up real good so there ain't no lumps in it. And then just pour that shit in the juice around the roast and it'll turn into a nice little gravy and boom. And, you know, if you want to be fancy, throw some carrots and potatoes in there, girl. And make you some of them biscuits from the stove. Them Red Lobster biscuits. Girl, that man will love you. He come home from work. It ain't that hard. You don't want to be slaving over the stove? Bake some shit. Boil a corned beef. Fry some cabbage. It's not that hard to fucking cook. Shit. That's why I'm fat. Because I feed myself and I feed my family, goddammit. What you ate today? While I'm talking, I did eat today. I had some tacos, y'all. I was about to say, I didn't eat today, but I did way earlier. I had some tacos. You really gonna send me some chicken tamales? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. Like, I don't think men have changed too much. I mean, not real men that want you anyway. Like, they like to be fed. You got to make a house a home. And just because you go to work, ladies, it doesn't mean you got a slave. I'm not going to work. He going to work, paying half the bills and keep. We're going to work together. But, you know what I'm saying? A house got to be a home. A house is not necessarily a home. So put some pictures on the wall, put some plants, hang up some curtains. You know, if you have an empty room, just some sheer white curtains from the dollar store over them blinds. Don't just have blinds on your wall. Put some sheer curtains over it. It puts like a filter on the room. It really does. Sheer curtains, white curtains will put a filter on any room and give it a softening look and look more homey, okay? So put some motherfucking pictures on the wall. Get you some goddamn plants. And if you don't have a green thumb, buy you some silk plants, goddammit. But make your motherfucking house a home, okay? Wash the sheets on your bed every week, all right? Fluff up the motherfucking pillows, okay? Vacuum some shit, okay? Clean up the bathroom. If the nigga work hard, when he come home, turn the nigga shower on. Baby, your shower is getting hot. I laid out your towel on the bed. I'm gonna go heat up your plate. When you get out the shower, your food gonna be waiting for you. That's all the fucking nigga wants sometimes. Goddamn. Okay? That's it. Stop ordering a nigga DoorDash. Niggas tired of DoorDash. They want a roast. They want a pot of chili. They want some fucking gumbo and some cornbread. Okay? Now, gumbo you got to make homemade, but the cornbread you could get Jiffy. Jiffy a pass, all right? There is a lot of men that know how to cook. Hell yeah, it is. Shit, you ain't got to do all the cooking. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. A man like to be fed. They big ass fucking babies. Take care of them niggas. Ask them how their day is. Be like, oh, babe, kiss them on their face. They like that shit too. Kiss them everywhere. Don't kiss them all on their face. Oh, baby, what you been doing all day? I love you. I miss you. You gotta be like that little fucking girl on that video. You love me? You love me? Do you love me? Remember she asked that nigga that shit 7 times? Ask that nigga 75 times if he love you. And if he love you, he gonna say yeah. And then get that nigga a plate of food. He gonna love you forever. And he might cheat on you. He might do that still. He can get a plate at Brenda's house as well. Now that's a whole nother story, okay? Do I like cornbread fried or baked? Both, but I don't do a lot of frying these days. I bake everything. So, I mean, every now and then I fry some shit, but I bake a lot of stuff. So I'll bake my cornbread, and I like to put corn on top of it and some cheese like they do it in Louisiana. Definitely still might cheat on you. Absolutely, their ass is gonna cheat on you. All you niggas is cheaters. No, I'm just playing. No, you're not. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yes, you would do all that for a man. I'm not telling you if you put a filter on the curtains in the room and you put on some plants and you feed that nigga. I'm not telling you he's not gonna cheat on you. I'm just telling you you're gonna be happy, you know, and he might buy you more shit or he might cheat less. Or maybe he might not cheat at all. But if he a cheater, he gonna take that bowl of chili and he's still gonna cheat on your ass. I didn't say that would stop them from cheating. Because I did that shit for 15 years. I used to make my husband's plate so much that I'll never forget. There were times where I was tired and I would be like, dinner is ready, but I'm tired. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to bed. I've been busy all day. I'm tired as hell. And this nigga, he got the attitude. I will never forget the night he act like he could not eat. Is you really so used to me making your plate, nigga? You don't know how to make your motherfucking plate? That's how spoiled this nigga was. He still cheated. It didn't stop him. This nigga would get lunch. And lunch might be short ribs, mashed potatoes, and I don't do box mashed potatoes. I could peel a motherfucking potato and cut up and boil that shit faster than the nasty ass box shit. Mashed potatoes, short ribs. I made that morning for you. That's his lunch. He come home and there's still motherfucking dinner. And I might have baked the cake for the kids because it's a Tuesday. But we got baked cake. We got 7-course meal. And I made all this shit. I'm going to put the dinner at the motherfucking dinner table and we going to eat. That nigga was spoiled. My husband didn't even shop for himself. He would come home if he needed cufflinks, shirts, and ties. He'd come home, it would be new shirts in the closet, new cufflinks, new ties, hats over here, new shoes right there. That nigga didn't even buy his drawers. I bought his clothes just like I shopped for the kids. When I left, nigga life fell apart because I did everything. I spoiled that man. And it's all right because I enjoyed it. I enjoy spoiling the person that I'm with, right? But that nigga cheated on me all the time. So I will definitely be the first to tell you, none of that shit fucking works. You might do all that shit, that nigga still gonna cheat on you. What I do know, for as much as he do cheat though, is that it ain't a motherfucking bitch he done met since me or he will ever meet again in life that would treat him the way that I did. I don't know, he might be asleep. Michael, you in the chat? Michael, if you in the chat, tell these niggas right now, you ain't never found another motherfucker did you like I did. He might be there. Shout out to Michael. If you watching in the chat, his ass might be asleep. He be truck driving. He tune in sometimes. He be watching. We got kids. That is not my husband, but that's my homie. We all right. We all good. Michael, if you in the chat, tell their ass. Tell them. Tell them. Your life been falling apart for 11 years, haven't it? No, I'm just kidding. It ain't been falling apart, but it ain't as good as it was, nigga. Yeah, they don't miss it till it's gone. And they always miss me when I'm gone. If another nigga from my past call me, is Mercury retrograde over? No, y'all niggas don't call me. I told y'all. I'm the woman that got away. Niggas miss me after I'm gone. They do. And they be talking about me for the rest of their life. The problem is I only want to be with you when I want to be with you. Once you fuck that up, nigga, that's over. I don't never want to be with you again. So it's nothing you can do to change that. When I want you, oh my God, I want you. And I'm all in for the rest of my life. But once I'm done, I'm done. Like, we was married for all of that time. If you ask me to find a memory, I'm talking about all kind of shit tonight. I don't really remember being in love with this nigga because I don't like all that shit from my memory. It doesn't live in my DNA anywhere. It's not here anymore. It's never coming back. Shit, I'm a Pisces. I'm not, it takes me a minute to be done, but when I'm done, baby, am I done? I'm done. If I'm yelling and I'm arguing and I'm crying and I'm fussing, I give a fuck. The moment I get quiet and I'm like, oh, I'm calm, I don't care, I'm not arguing with you, I have nothing to say. My silence is not I'm angry. My silence is I'm done. If I'm not done, I'm saying something. I'm crying. I'm arguing with you. I'm begging. I'm pleading. I'm wanting to know what the fuck is you doing? What's going on? Why is you doing me like this? The moment I don't say shit to you no more and I don't care what you're doing, I don't argue with you, it's a done deal. Jesus Christ can't even find it and bring it back. You can never raise this shit up from the dead ever again. It is gone. It's fucking gone. Out of my DNA. I can't even remember like being in love. I don't remember kissing. I know we got kids. But if you ask me when I look at you, I feel like I ain't never had sex with you, sir. But I know that we did because we have kids. But in my mind, I ain't never gave you none of this. I don't remember what that was like. This never happened. But we have kids, so it must have happened. Thank you for the happy birthday and the 444. That's my number, y'all. That is my number. I know a lot of people say that, but I don't see it every day. But whenever I'm focused on something and it's getting stressful, I see fours left and right. That'd be my ancestors telling me. What that means to me, I don't know what that means for y'all. But it means just if it's difficult, it's okay. Put one foot in front of the other. Just keep moving forward. Do your part, and whatever you can't do, we got the rest. But do your part. But we got your back, and everything always works out whenever I see them fours. So that's my number. Y'all, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because yeah, I've been on here running my mouth for a long ass time and I already said what I came on here to say. And my phone about to die. So if I don't say bye in a minute, this motherfucker gonna be spinning and y'all not gonna see me. At least you don't say he cheated like a dumbass. Well, he is a dumbass. He is a dumbass. He is. Okay? Anybody cheat on me, she is a dumbass. Because this is the craziest part. Let me say this. You might not know about me. And then I'm going to go for real. It's the liquor. I'm going to stop drinking and talking to y'all. This is not water. Shout out to my girl Farasha for the big ass bottle of tequila for my birthday. Shit. Last thing we need some more liquor around here. It's like the second damn bottle. I don't even be drinking like that, but it's my birthday liquor, so I'm cutting it up. But yeah. He is a dumbass for cheating on me. But you know what? I would tell y'all, some of y'all men, y'all need to stop doing that shit. Because if you be with somebody long enough or whatever, and even if you feel a certain way, for me personally, I don't know about other women, it's not always what you do, it's how you do it. As I've grown older, I'm not really that possessive in a relationship. I do know that men can have sexual relations with another woman, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love you. Men see sex as a physical thing. It's not necessarily an emotional thing. It is just something they're doing. When it's done, right? They don't really women are more attached in that way. Men really are not. And so for me, I just don't like lying ass niggas. I don't. I've been in a polygamous relationship and I don't like the nigga I was in a relationship with. Me and the other woman, we're still friends. That's my dog. She cool as hell. I like her. We still sisters. We don't like this nigga though. We don't. So I'm not a jealous woman in that sense. But what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna disrespect me. It's not what you do, it's all in how you do it, right? So I'm not gonna tell you that if I was with a man and we've been together for a very long time and his thing is he wanna step out and do something else, then you should probably have that conversation with me. I'm not gonna tell you yes. That's not an automatic yes. What I'm saying is I'm not going to bite your head off for saying that shit to me. We're going to have a conversation though, because there are rules to this. And the question is, why do you want to do this? Why do you need to do this? And at the end of the day, like, what are the rules behind this, nigga? Don't bring home no babies. What if she a crazy bitch? Like, you can't keep seeing the same woman over and over again because she's going to get attached, even if you don't. And what I don't need is a bitch trying to fight me over your motherfucking rendezvous. So like at the end of the day, I'm at this point in my life, I don't really give a fuck about relationships in that sense. And even if I was with somebody, I just want a motherfucker to be honest with me. That's what I want somebody to do. Just be honest with me. I'm not telling you I'm going to give you a pass. I'm not telling you that I won't give you a pass. What I'm telling you is be man enough to say something to me about it. Know that I'm not going to be like, oh, nigga, I'm leaving you. Some women, if you approach them with that, they're going to cuss you the fuck out, right? Because they're like, oh, you must not love me no more. Like at the end of the day, if a man feel the need to go out and get him a little something different, like just tell me that. Say that to me. I need to know what's on your mind. We need to have this conversation, right? Where is this finna go? Because it all depends on if I want to be on this ride or not, right? And so like, I'm not a jealous person. I don't have a problem, sharing a nigga. But at the end of the day, it's like, how are we sharing you? What is all of this? I don't need like a sister wife in this bitch. I don't want to be friends with her. I don't want to know her. Like, how does all of this work? So we have to have that conversation, right? But what you're not gonna do, what I despise is the cheating, in the sense, the reason it's called cheating is because you're lying to me. You are deceiving me. You're disrespecting me, right? Cheating does things like, I cook a big dinner. I put the kids to bed early. I light candles. I go get dressed. I put on a sexy dress because I know you're getting ready to come home. I'm waiting with the candles lit, with the fucking spread I've made you sitting out. The kids are asleep, and I'm ready to have dinner with you and turn this bitch into a date at home and be your dessert when dinner is over. And nigga, you don't come home because you with a side bitch. That is what I'm not accepting. If you're going to be with her tonight, I should have known that, so that I didn't go through all I went through waiting the fuck on you. I could have been in the bed with my bonnet on, nigga. I didn't have to do all of this. You made me go through all this because you're a liar. That's what I don't like. Liars. If you want something, say what you want. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to give you your way. What I'm telling you is I'm not going to bite your motherfucking head off for having a conversation with me. I want you to communicate with me. If you feel this way, then you should say that to me, and we're going to address why you're feeling this way, where it's coming from, and what direction this is really going, and then we will evaluate it from there. But don't lie to me, nigga. You supposed to feel like you could communicate with me and say anything that you ever need to say to me. If not, we don't need to be together. Because if I'm in a relationship and you my man, you need to be my best friend. I need you to be able to tell me anything, even the shit you think I can't handle. I want to at least be able to say, come hell or hot water, if it's one thing, I know that nigga not gonna lie to me. He gonna tell me the truth about everything. And I'm gonna do the same for you. I respect that much more than you lying to me, telling me sweet nothings. Baby girl, I love you. I'd never be with nobody else. And then you fucking everybody else. tell me you a hoe. And you just, I'm in my whole phase right now, girl. I just want to go see a couple girls. And I'm not telling you I'm going to stay with you. Depending on the situation, I might tell you, boy, well, go on, get your rocks off. And we just going to have to be friends. But who knows? I might say, go ahead, nigga. Bye. Bye. I'll see you in a week. Go have your fun in Vegas. You ain't got to call me. I see you when you get home. Bye. And I'm going to go sleep and make my fat ass some food and mind my business. It just depends. Don't be liars. Women don't like liars. I know women be like, just tell me the truth. And niggas be like, you can't handle the truth. That's true by some women, but every woman ain't like that. Shit. And even if you do tell her the truth and she don't accept it, just because you be honest don't mean we have to accept your honesty. That does not mean you shouldn't still be honest, okay? You get a lot further with me. Because even if we break up, the fact that you was honest, I don't hate you. Like, we could break up and still be friends. Because I don't hate you. But if you make me hate you, you can never talk to me again, nigga. Ever. I'm leaving, y'all. I gotta go. I'm gonna finish my motherfucking drink. I will talk to y'all later. I'm getting out of here. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not. Hit that notification bell, and go check out the post in the community section if you guys want to sign up for the class. The first boot camp starts, I want to say next Sunday. It's coming up. It's in a week. It's 15th, so it's already close to that. So we got like another week left. The Google AdSense class is April 4th. The survival class is the 28th of March, I think. It's all on the site. If you go to my community section, there's a link for the site for the courses. Go to the link, please. Don't go to the Real Me GX. That's not where the courses are, okay, you guys? Somebody said, wow, women are the best liars. Bruh, I'm not a liar. I'm the type of woman that's going to be so brutally honest with you, I'll probably hurt your feelings. And I appreciate honesty from you as well. So, I mean, women can be liars, men can be liars. I don't think one are more liars than the other. But I won't give that to all women, because my problem is not that I'm a liar. My problem is usually that I'm too honest. Most of the times, men can't handle my brutal honesty. You ask me how I'm feeling, I'm going to tell you. Yeah. You ask me what I think, I'm going to tell you. You do some bitch ass shit, I'm going to tell you why you do that bitch ass shit. Like, you supposed to be a man. Stop acting like a bitch, right? Depending on what the fuck you do and the type of man you are. If you're a man and you act like a bitch, I'm going to treat you like a bitch. If you're a man and you act like a man, then I'm going to respect you like a man. But, yeah, I don't have no problem telling the truth. So, the question is, can you handle my truth? Because I'm a very honest person. And I just want the same thing from you. Now, your honesty might make me be like, oh, nigga, why would you say that? But I'm glad you told me the truth. Okay, I'm glad you told me the truth. Now let's address that bullshit you just said. Why would you say that? But I'm glad you told me the truth. You're gonna get points for that. So I'm not a liar. I'll hurt your feelings with the truth in this motherfucker. So be prepared if you want to have a conversation with me. You might want to have a drink first. Sit down, have a drink. Take your shoes off, get comfortable. You better gonna need it. All right, y'all. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Talk about something and then talk about a bunch of nothing after that. Thank you for the super chat, y'all. And thank you for the birthday wishes y'all still keep giving me. I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good night.